finals against the Oilers and own a 3-0 lead. Game 4 is tomorrow evening right here on Fox 910. I'm Bill Herenda on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeart Radio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, look for sunny skies. Temperatures right around 106. Keep in mind, we are still under that excessive heat warning until Sunday night. Tonight, mostly clear with those overnight lows right around 82. For the Fox 10 Weather Experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by London Gold.
Whether it's diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, or rubies, every day at London Gold, our fine stones are up to half off your friend in the business. Shop us in-store or online at londongold.com.
London Gold.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1950. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Well, Christian Walker continues to make a case to get on that all-star roster as he homered twice and drove in 4 as the D-backs crushed the Angels yesterday 11-1 in Phoenix. They now will open up, that being the Diamondbacks, a 3-game series with the Chicago White Sox tonight at Chase Field. Guys, I don't think there is a team that maybe Tampa that I would, even if I had front row seats, would go watch.
Are you saying Tampa in reference to like the old Tampa Bay
Buccaneers?
No,
the Tampa Bay or the Chicago White Sox.
Well, I'd say the White Sox because they're like one of the
Tampa Bay Rays or the White Sox. I just think the White Sox are they're one of those teams that why they even exist.
Well,
it's like then there's this other team in Chicago. At least in New York, Los Angeles, the teams are pretty prominent in some sense. But the White Sox are an absolute afterthought.
You know, when you think about it, you watch them, they might mix in a win here and there. I mean, it's an abomination from them. I think of them. Remember the Houston Astros, how bad they were, Rock, for about 3 or 4 years until they completely turned it around with their minor leaguers. And I don't think they made many their draft choices. They're down on the farm, guys getting developed, and then a couple of free agents before they turned it around. This might go beyond that. I mean, this is to the point where, okay, at some point, what is your game? Are you going to go through the process like the 76ers did several years ago in first rounders, maybe in 5 or 6 years? You have a semblance of a ball club. So I think you're right. I mean, hey, what a great weekend to have a very winnable team on Father's Day this Sunday for a lot of the folks going out there. But it's kind of like, why go out and watch them just aside from the Diamondbacks, who are basically red hot, winning 3 out of the last 4. Scoring 32 runs in the last 4 games. I would say that they're starting to catch fire in reference to they're hitting the baseball. So I think those are some of the things you look at if you're a Diamondback fan that you pretty much want to take going to watching this and having a very winnable game against this White Sox team. Maybe I will say this. You probably they're going to be so bad. You think you'll probably get some comparisons from other eras on who was the worst team in one season at one point in time. Now, you can go back to when the Mets started off. That's when they started off. I think the White Sox have been around for forever. But you see this White Sox team, and it's pretty much, the run differential, minus 149. So pretty good chance if you score at least 4 runs, and the D-backs are averaging 8 runs the last 4 games, I think that they should sweep, if not win the series.
I think you could go to even a pretty average baseball fan and said, name 2 guys on the White Sox roster. I know you can't.
I can't.
I mean, Jackson, I know you can't. Richie, I know you can't. I mean, it is one of those teams that is just there.
Yeah.
Well, they got 18, 19 wins on the season.
They currently have 18
it's
wins.
Just it's amazing in a market that big that they are not more relevant year to year. I mean, it is a Cubs city, no question.
Here Here we are, June 14th. They're already 27 games behind, Rock.
Well, that's
27.
but Manuch teams that happens to teams all the time. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm talking about the existence of this entire organization. I mean, they are just one of those teams that really could fold and nobody would care.
And
Nobody would care at all.
Yeah.
Other than just a very small fan base that is there in Chicago. I mean, how many Chicago Cub fans, or excuse me, White Sox fans do you know?
I know one.
Yeah.
Former PR director with the Cardinals. That would have been one, Paul Jensen. He's the only one that I know. And when I think of the White Sox, I think of when Tony La Russa.
Sure. I mean, they've had some heydays, a long time ago, but it's been 20 years.
Well, and then he recently went back, but his illness, I guess, is no. I don't think he's there maybe as an executive now or something like that. But this team is just a bad organization from the kind of standpoint this continues on. So, like the Astros, I think they started to turn around within 5 years. How long will it take this organization, the White Sox, as bad as they are now, to get this thing flipped? 3 years, 5 years? I mean, you could do like an over-under. In 5 years, do they even compete for a wild card? I mean, just to compete for the third spot of a wild card that could be several years. You can't even fathom that. If you're a White Sox fan or a baseball fan, you can't even fathom that right now. That they have any chance within the next 3 years, I'll say 3 years, to get to at least the third spot of the wild card.
Speaking of the White Sox and the Houston Astros, how about Jose Abreu, who gets cut today by the Astros? He was released halfway through his close to $60 million contract. They owe him about $30 million. He was batting 124, couple dingers, 7 RBIs this season. He spent some time in the minors trying to fix his swing, but he is still owed close to $31 million. I wonder if a team like the Yankees or the Dodgers, teams that have, lots of money, that will say, all right, let's just put him on our roster.
Sure.
He may be able to be clutch for us. If he can win a few games, it's worth it down the stretch.
You bring that up, Rock. I think, the scouts for teams that might need a experienced bat figure, hey, look, we can fix him. We can get him in the lineup. Maybe he pinch hits once in a while. Maybe he runs into it and hits a home run, or we get an extra base out of him. I would say that there might be something like that on the horizon. But was he sent down, or was he designated for assignment? Which one was it?
I don't know. I don't know which one it was.
Long story short,
he's down there working on his game.
Yeah, and on top of that salary, if he still goes down the minors, they'd still owe it. I don't think they want to pay $30 million unless he's given his outright conditional release. Yeah. And then the Astros would be on the hook, and whoever picks him up probably signs it for a league minimum.
All right. NBA record with their 18th championship title today, as they will play Game 4 in Dallas. They hold the 3-0 series lead, so one victory away from their second straight sweep of the postseason. They've won 10 straight, dating back to early May at some point. And Porzingis is questionable for the game as he continues to deal with that leg injury. On the flip side, the Mavs will look to be on the first team in NBA postseason to come back from a 3-0 series deficit, easy for me to say. Dallas is yet to break the 100-point barrier in these finals. So if Dallas wins tonight, which I think they will, I think there's fixes in.
I think they finally mix it and win.
No, I think it's fixed, and that'll force a Game 5, which is Monday in Boston.
You, the conspiracy theory.
No, I totally do that. I am dead set on that.
So you're gonna bet in favor there. The Mavericks are getting +1, +1.5. I don't know. I think Boston closes this thing out tonight. I really do.
I mean, they should. I mean, they have a better team, better roster.
Yeah.
I just think the NBA is all about making money, and they could use another game. That's 3 days of more marketing all weekend, a Monday night game, only game on. I'm surprised it's not a Sunday game, but this is an opportunity to make millions of dollars. Not that the NBA needs it, but I just think it's. Come on, think about that. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah. And doesn't Boston want to win at home for their fans?
Yeah, for fans, that totally makes sense. It's not like, we'd love to, I'm sure the Boston fans love to see it win on their home court.
Cruise. But what's the big deal if you sweep or not?
But I think with the problem with, you look at this defense, Luka has been a no-show in the fourth quarter. And matter of fact, I think he's
foul
got,
trouble's been an issue too.
I think he's got what I read. He's got more turnovers in the fourth quarter than he's got buckets.
Yeah, that's not good.
And then he's, as far as 3-point shooting, is non-existent. So I'd love to see Dallas make a run. I mean, I know it'd be historic, as you said, but I'd love to see this thing stretched out. Hey, Dallas, go mix it.
Who'd you guys all take before the series started?
I had Dallas in 6.
How about Jimmy B? What do you have?
Dallas in 6.
Yeah, what did Jax? Would you have?
At Dallas in 6.
Right.
But I wanted to add to Rock's point about conspiracy theories. Do you know who the ref is tonight? The crew chief. Scott Foster.
Ooh.
Yeah, my boy.
Rock.
So game 5 Monday. Planet.
See, Rock looked to the officials before he placed his bet.
Scotty, my
and that's
boy.
why you're so confident in your bet right now. You know what? I'm like, I'd like to.
But
see
does it make sense? Could you?
Yeah.
Would you not be surprised?
It would not surprise me. I'll be honest. It would not surprise me.
Same thing with hockey.
And I think the NBA wants to see Boston with the confetti and the Boston crowd, the green.
Why wouldn't you?
Breaking the Lakers all time for, what is it, 18 now?
18.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah.
It's a storybook ending.
I think, quite frankly, the Celtics would love to win it tonight and not have to worry about going back to Boston.
No, I don't think that's the case.
You never want to crack that door.
Oh, come on. They're up 3-0. They've dominated the series. They've dominated the whole postseason. They had one loss? Would they lose to Cleveland one game or whatever it was?
I
mean, come on. This has been a total domination. They deserve more credit than I think a lot of people are giving them.
And you know what? You watch, I think the guy that really, the limelight, we've always been looking at Jason Tatum. Brown's been kind of the guy.
Jaylen Brown has been, yeah.
And then Drew Holiday, but Jason
the bench.
Tatum,
I think it's these role players, these bench guys have been the key to this. That's what's won this. Porzingis goes out and
2 minutes.
Guys on the bench step up and put in some pretty valuable minutes, which I think they played better when those guys were in.
And I think this last game, Tatum really stepped up to the hype that they've had with him the last couple of years as far as, big time player, big time game. In that last game was like, he kind of took over and, along with that, but I thought he was like, okay, that's the Jason Tatum that folks want to see in big games like the NBA Finals.
NHL last night, the Panthers, they're on the verge to claim their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. The team took care of the Oilers 4-3 in Edmonton, so they're now 3-0. Same thing. I think they don't want to win a title in Canada. They want to win it back home in Florida with their fans. Not that they have a lot of fans, but still. I mean, come on.
How appropriate.
These guys, and they all know. I mean, there's so much that goes into having an extra game. I mean, think about the more money that is made by people that work at the arena.
Sure.
The concessionaire, the amount of marketing and promotion and everything else that goes around putting a game on. There's so much money to be made. Why wouldn't you want to? Hey guys, just let off the pedal a little bit. What's the worst that's going to happen? If you win, great. But if you don't sweat it. We'll go home and we'll kick some ass and win it on our own ice.
Hey, the other side of that is there's players that want to go, hey, let's sweep their butts. Let's go into Canada. We're in Edmonton. Let's beat these Oilers.
No.
Let's sweep the how.
This is a league
dominate. Sweep
yeah. I don't know.
Canada. That's what they're gonna go. Hey, we went to Edmonton. We swept them 4-0.
It's not like Canada's been relevant in the last 30 years in the NHL, so why would it matter if you win there? It's been 1990 since 1993 when Montreal won. Hey, the last time a team from Canada has won.
The way athletes get that, the way athletes think is, hey, look, we're gonna win there. If you sweep in a Stanley Cup or sweep in a NBA title game, that's like, wow.
No one cares. This isn't back when the Sixers are 4-4-4 and all that BS. No, sweeping. It's the title. That's all. At the end of the day, who cares how many games?
On the road in that opposing stadium, you did it.
Yeah. Hey, bet the game, watch the game. The Sportsbook in Casino Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display all the betting. Check it out for yourself. It is the home of Take the Points, which is heard 11-1 on Saturdays right there at Casino Arizona, 101 in McKelv's right after Backspin the Golf Show. Coming up is our Document Solutions plays of the day. You will hear the final of that Edmonton, Florida game, plus some dingers thanks to Christian Walker. That's next right here on Fox Sports 910.
Come celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Unlock your ultimate wedge play.
Hey, can you turn your mic volume up, please?
Lower flight, improved feel, and maximum spin. And from Bushnell, the new
Keep going a little bit.
Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop.
There we go, right there.
Father's Day in store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Life's a sprint. Meet G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2Gbar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Lerner & Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, historic rivalries tip off with shareable bites, and every shot you take is a game winner. All season long, you're balling with 29-degree beer, courtside seats, and scenic views. I mean, where else can you pair wall-to-wall hoops with hard-to-find whiskey? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Time for today's play of the day, courtesy of Document Solutions, leading the valley of business solutions for copier and IT service. Their service can't be copied. 623-252-8282. Now let's get to the play of the day.
Some valuable seconds. Oilers trying to work it loose, but look at the work. It's still loose there. And that's going to do it as it comes down the ice. And this one is in the books as the Panthers hold on for a 4-3 victory. And what work by Ekblad on that final sequence.
Yeah, Sportsnet with the final call there as the Panthers hold on to win 4-3, take a 3-0 series lead over Edmonton. So only 4 teams have ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the NHL postseason history, and it's only happened once in the Cup final. So Oilers will fight for that for their lives on Saturday night at home at Rogers Center. We got some bonus sound for you today, thanks to the Diamondbacks. As Christian Walker, he homered twice, drove in 4 runs as they crushed the Angels 11-1. Here is his first of 2. This is the 3-run shot, which happened early in the game in the bottom of third to kind of open up things.
Christian had a pair of hits last night. Well, you can use another one of those right now. Get yourself a 3-run lead.
Fly ball, left field, set. Wow. He didn't miss it that time. No, he didn't. 107 off the bat. The 14th for Walker, and it's 3-0 Diamondbacks. And that ball was cracked.
Candy calling it there. With the MLB Network sound there. And then here's Christian Walker next time he's up. This was the second of the game. This was in the bottom of the third.
Here's Christian Walker, left in his first at bat tonight. A moonshot, a 3-run homer that cleared the Diamondback bullpen in left field.
Christian Walker, formulate this. Onto the catwalk out there. Well, that was a slider, but it was right over the heart of the plate once again.
He didn't get good extension on the pitch, and Christian made him pay big time.
You think he might have taken over Cattell Marte? Excuse me, is that odds on for the All-Star game? As far as
I don't know, because first base is a tough position to get in on the All-Star team, especially in the National League. I mean, I think if he's going to get in, he's definitely not going to start. You know, you got Bryce Harper, you got a list of guys that are way ahead of him, but he should be that guy that at least makes the roster in some capacity. I would hope so. This was a granny last night in the 7th inning by Peterson. Here's that call.
2 runs already in. Newman at third, Carroll at second, Martinez at first. Jocko for 2 with a walk.
Jack Peterson, goodbye, a grand slam. Man, baseball is fun sometimes. Sometimes, he just clobbered that ball, just sitting on it, right down the heart.
Berthium and Candy had some fun yesterday as they go on to win 11-1 over the Angels. Take care of that rubber match. Again, they will start a weekend series against the Chicago White Sox. Ryan Nelson will be on the mound for the Snakes, and then Chicago will counter with righty Chris Flexen.
Yeah, you looked at the lineup last night, 9 RBIs between Jock and Christian, and you pretty much, you look at the lineup. Carroll starts off, even though he's hitless, he had the 1 run. Then he got some power there, Rock, after Carroll, Marte, Peterson, and Walker and Gurriel. And you went, wow, I mean, that's probably one of the more powerful lineups I think that we've seen in a long time. McCarthy plays Suarez back in the lineup. He's just struggling, period. And, you looked at those 4 or 5 guys, they kind of flipped. They put Peterson in front of Walker. Walker's you got to buy at third. But nice to see the power. 32 runs last 4 games. I think these D-backs are finally starting to catch fire a little bit.
Yeah, on the offensive side, but I'm still concerned with this pitching rotation. We're going to catch up with Jody Jackson here in a few minutes, talk about this starting rotation. They're all hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, your top 3 are out. Zach Gallen will be back soon, but when you don't have much and you are just, TBA when it comes to who your starting pitcher is, like tomorrow, you just don't know. And I'm surprised. It's like they're keeping this team together with duct tape.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
Bubble
like.
gun, duct tape. And they've had 2 starts already, maybe 3 with the bullpen, and they call it some certain term for the first guy that comes in. I never heard before until Candy was talking about it last week. But I mean, you're right. I mean, when Kelly comes back, when Zach Gallen comes back, okay, you got your 2 guys there. Fott will be there, and then Montgomery. You got Montgomery, and then you got Nelson, and then also Henry. So at that point, when everybody's all hands on deck, so obviously Gallen, Kelly, does Fott will be your 3rd guy, or is Montgomery going to be your 3rd guy? Montgomery pitched a lot better, but I thought Fott last night to go 6 full innings. Talking about the bullpen, Rock, helped the bullpen. Didn't have to go to the bullpen for just until those last 3 innings. That was about it. So I think that's going to be the key. The bullpen's been doing pretty good, all things considered, when you think of these last 2 or 3 weeks. But again, get those guys back either before or right after the All-Star break. I think it's the 14th is the break. July 14th is the break. And at that point, I think you can solidify your starting rotation. Guys are hitting the baseball, come back rested, and make that run to continue to stay in the wild card hunt.
So Falt, he improved his record to 3-5, 8 strikeouts last night, which was strong over the 6 innings. The sounds of the night are brought to you by Document Solutions. If you are looking for an all-in-one wireless printer, then call Document Solutions of the Valley. Their phone number is 623-252-8282. That's 623-252-8282. Get yourself or even your business a new all-in-one printer. And right now you can buy, lease, or even rent many makes and models that work off your smartphone. How cool is that? Call them 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley, where their service can't be copied. And when you call, ask for our buddy Greg House. Greg will take care of you there. So those are your sounds of the night.
That's everything, guys. Rock, is Newman at playing shortstop, giving Perdomo after he started. He's really playing good. And then with Blaze, third base or not third base, I think that's the only position there's going to be a big question mark with Suarez there. Are they going to trade him? They're going to move him on. You put Blaze over there as a continued third baseman. Suarez, hell of a fielder. Can't take that away from him. Hell of a fielder. But I thought what was interesting when Torey LaRusso talked about sitting Suarez down His comments about the one thing we talked to him about was game prep, preparation, getting ready for the game. He said, in the training room, in the weight room, BP. I thought that was a little bit of an indictment against him. That is he getting ready like they want him to get ready? And as soon as I hear somebody in a very subtle way question them getting ready for a game, maybe looking at tape of the opposing pitcher or whatever that is, or whatever he meant, a little bit of a shot to say, hey, Enrique, we need you to step up and getting ready more. So maybe that will help your game and the at bats, because you look at him right now hitting $195. That's just not going to cut it. So I think right now with Blaze going over there periodically at third base, Newman's heck of a backup, Perdomo, who's back in the fold, I think there's some decisions to be made. Do you go get a regular third baseman?
No.
Or do you use the guys that you have right now?
You get pitching.
I would agree with that. I agree with the pitching.
Get pitching. If you're going to make any moves, you get pitching.
I highly agree.
They're
right.
fine in every other area. They've been able to move some guys around that have done
effective.
A nice job. Yeah,
effective.
But it's clear that you got to get some more pitching in there. They need some help. I mean, they've depleted their minor league system. They've brought everybody up that they possibly can, right? Like 10, 11, 12 guys, whatever it's been. I mean, it's some crazy.
And they have been productive. I got to tell you what, you feel good about the farm system that guys have come up and they've produced. Now, the thing with Merrill Kelly is the arm issue, not knowing if he's coming back before or after. To your point, Rock, I would go get another arm just in case that scenario doesn't come back as much as they want. Zach Gallen, the hamstring issue, that will eventually, it should, take care of itself. And in reference to some of the other scenarios, Alec Thomas having some hamstring issues, getting him back in the fold. But I think Zach Gallen will be fine. The only concern I have is Merrill Kelly. And if that arm issue he's at before they go get the other arm.
We're going to get a lot more baseball talk coming up, but I do want to pass along a story that I find pretty interesting. Is Campaign, a big Suns fan favorite. People love the guy. He was arrested this morning, according to Scottsdale Police, around 68th Street in Chaparral at 2:44 in the morning, about a disturbance. And these guys are just stupid. He gave a false report to the officers. Now he faces a couple charges for refusing to provide his truthful name and a false report to law enforcement. So he was booked. He was released from the Scottsdale City Jail. We all know he played for the Suns for a few years. People loved him here. They traded him in a second-round pick in cash to the Spurs in July of last year for a future second-rounder. Then San Antonio released him. He ends up signing with the Bucks, and then he was then traded to the 76ers along with second-round pick for Patrick Beverley. He's currently a free agent. I think he's somebody that the Suns would like to have him back. He would be a good guy on the bench. Come on, dude. He's smart.
You have to be. I mean, the knuckleheadedness of some of these guys just never ceases to amaze me. And speaking of Campaign, the year they went for the NBA title against the Bucks, he was really that backup point guard for CP3. Did a great job. The following year, they won 64 games.
Oh, he was a key role.
He was a key role. And then the third year, he kind of nobody could figure out what was wrong with him. His shot wasn't going. He was out of control. And I was going to say, last time I saw him play was with the 76ers, and I'd forgotten he'd been traded like 2 or 3 times. I think he's a hell of a basketball player, but there's some issues there, I think, this is my opinion, mentally, that are causing him, creating some issues on the court with him, is why he's being moved around several times last 3 years.
We'll jump back to some Diamondbacks talk. They've now won 3 of the last 4, 32 runs in 4 games. Yeah, they're hitting the ball. Are they hitting their stride? We're going to catch up with pre- and post-game host Joe Jackson. We'll get her thoughts, as well as her thoughts on Christian Walker in an all-star uniform. That's next as we're out here. Right Toyota. It's Roc and Manuch today on Fox Sports 910.
Trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Former Suns guard Cameron Payne was arrested in Scottsdale last night after refusing to ID himself and providing a false report to the city's police department. Payne was traded from the Suns in July of 2023. The D-backs open a 3-game weekend series against the White Sox tonight at Chase Field. Arizona has won 3 of 4. Ryan Nelson gets the start. In WNBA action, the Mercury fell short against the visiting Aces. Phoenix continues their 3-game homestand on Sunday against the Storm. And the Panthers are up 3-0 on the Edmonton Oilers. Catch Game 4 tomorrow night right here on Fox 910. I'm Bill Horrenda on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
You ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
You looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
At Charmin, we're so excited for Pride Month, we just had to sing about it.
Pride is here, and it's our duty to come together and shake our collective booty. Charmin loves men's bodies and everybody else.
Jody's ready.
Need it the most.
Charmin is proud to partner with iHeartRadio for Can't Cancel Pride for the 5th year in a row. And while Pride is only a month long, our support rolls on forever. Enjoy the go and enjoy Pride with Charmin.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at WrightToyota.com.
You're live.
Jody Jackson, pre-game and post-game hosts on the MLB Network, Diamondbacks MLB Network. who's trying to break a record today to see how many different media outlets she can be on. Right, Jody? I mean, what is the record of how many hits, how many fill-ins have you done? And
Plus a game.
In a game. I mean, you're going for a record today, aren't you?
I don't know. I'm just here for the people, you guys.
I love it.
Want to talk Diamondbacks or sports? I'm down for it.
Joe, that's the attitude. That's what I had. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to go. I don't care when, how, and why, but I love that. Speaking of your D-backs, did I read that right or do the correct addition? 32 runs in 4 games. They catching fire finally? Are we back on track? What is your assessment to see the hit parade?
Yeah, I've been up too long today to do a lot of math, but that sounds about right. Yeah. They're actually leading. You'll be interested. We're going to lead the pregame show with some of these numbers. They're leading the league in June with runs per game. I should say second to the Yankees only. Yankees are scoring 6.2. Diamondbacks are 5.8, which is pretty good considering they're having a great season and they have Judge and Soto and Stanton and on and on. So it seems like it's come together offensively, but unfortunately they have had the worst rotation ERA in June also. So it's just kind of the nature of it right now. And it's hard to rely, saying you're going to outscore people every night is not a recipe for winning in Major League Baseball. But for this stretch, until they get their pitching back, it's kind of how they may have to go on certain nights. They may get Ryan Nelson at his best tonight, and it may go well. And that's what we're hoping for because he is capable of it. He had a pretty good outing two outings ago, where he went into the 8th inning. Defense came up big with some of the balls that were in play for him, but then against the Padres, he just got rocked. So it's got to be somewhere in the middle, right? You got to give him. Hopefully, he can give this team 5 or 6 innings, so that the bullpen doesn't wear out. But yeah, the offense is looking really good right now, and hopefully that continues.
Well, and you win 8 of the last 12. You like that, and I feel the traction's there. But I think that the bullpen has done well aside from the starting rotation. And to your point, Fott going 6 innings helps immensely when you're doing the bullpen by committee starts. They've had 3 now, Jody, in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I know they have 2, but that's to give them credit to kind of put the fire out.
Do you mean using like an opener type thing?
Yeah, that's the term, opener. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. Opener.
It's basically like using the bullpen at the start of the game just to limit. It's usually when you have a right-hander scheduled, or it could be, either way. Like against the Dodgers, it's if you have a right-hander facing those lefties at the top with Shohei and Freddie, it kind of allows you to break it up, and for that person who comes in next to not have to start the game facing those guys. So, they've had to do some creative things, and tomorrow is TBD on the starter. That may mean that Tommy Henry is going to come in as the, there might be an opener, and then maybe Tommy Henry comes in after that. I guess we'll find out shortly on that with Troy Lovello talking here soon. But, it's just, like I said, it's not easy when you're dealing with this many injuries and you have a 40-man roster and you can't really just pluck anyone from the. I mean, these guys are not ready down in the minors. They want to have them develop properly. There are some good arms in the minors, but it's not necessarily the smartest thing to start, picking up guys from down there that aren't ready. I will say this: Humberto Castellanos had a bit of a rough outing, but I like Castellanos. I think once he gets his feet under him, coming back from Tommy John is not easy. Once that first or second start or the first couple of weeks can be hard. I think he could be another option for them. So we'll see what happens. But they just, once Gallen comes back and he's throwing to hitters on Monday at Salt River Field, so that means that he's progressing, and hopefully they can get him back prior to the All-Star break, because we know that Merrill Kelly and Eduardo Rodriguez are not coming back until after the All-Star break.
Busy with Jody Jackson here on Fox Sports 910. Jody, if you had to select one of these 2 players, who would you vote to go on the roster for the MLB All-Star game? Would it be Christian Walker or Ketel Marte?
That's a hard one.
I know.
I mean, they are really both they're so deserving. And, Christian has a little tougher road because first base in the National League means Bryce Harper nowadays, that he's at first. It means Freddie Freeman, who's been there forever with Atlanta and now LA. Those are tough because, but he's deserving in my mind, not only for the bat, but for the gloves. In fact, he and Harper have the same amount of home. It's just, I love it because if I told you 5 years ago that Bryce Harper and Christian Walker would have the same numbers and that Christian would be better at his position, which basically due to the arm injury as Harper is at first, but it's crazy and I love it. But Cattell is definitely deserving at second base. He's been the premier second baseman in the National League, and he absolutely deserves to go if you're putting him in that, against the other guys. So it's a no-brainer with Cattell. With Christian, it's harder because if you're not getting voted in, then how do you, do that? But gosh, I wish there were a way, I don't wish injury to anyone, but let's say one of those guys wants to just sit it out.
Yeah.
That would be great for Christian.
What about a couple arms? I think Ryan Thompson has had a great year. Kevin Kinkle, even Seawalt in the short time we've had a chance to see him. On the pitching staff, not necessarily starter because they're all hurt, but, some of these relievers, who would you lean towards that maybe you could get in there for a couple batters in the All-Star game?
Well, and it is hard for relievers too. I agree with you on Ryan Thompson. I think at closer sometimes, while Paul Seawald has been very good, I mean, sometimes it's guys with the more eye-popping strikeouts and things like that. But, the other one that I would say it might be next year and maybe it'll be year after that. But the guy that's electric is Justin Martinez. It's just that he's kind of, as you guys know, I mean, they kind of slow played. He wasn't really ready coming out and they put him in the low leverage situations and now he's building up to the higher leverage. Yeah. He's been he's been like a guy that can go 2 or 3 innings if you need it, if he's rested. I mean, he's a guy that wouldn't it be fabulous if he continues this progression and he's a perennial all-star, and with Seawald being a little bit older, I mean, clearly Justin could be you could easily see him as a future closer. And, that would be pretty cool if, they could have him go that route and then he'd go to many all-star games, even though I don't think that he would be a candidate necessarily for this year.
Jody, with Suarez can continue to struggle, and Rock and I have this discussion about trade deadline. Do you go after legitimate third baseman, another arm? And I think we both concur that with, maybe Blaze Alexander over there or Newman, or since Perdomo is back, maybe you just handle that throughout the interior if Suarez was let go or traded or whatever, since he's not producing. You think they're content that they can handle that position if he continues to struggle and maybe go after that extra arm at the trade deadline?
Yeah, I mean, this is an area where it is, unexpected, but they're dealing with it. And Suarez is batting like 195 with 5 homers, and
2 minutes.
He's only 32. He's going to be 33 soon. And you say, well, it doesn't seem like a guy that would be like already at the end. But the bat does look a bit slower. He's not hitting the fastball, which is kind of maybe an indication of something. That is slowing him down, that he is slowing for whatever reason. And yet, I do think they have options there. I mean, you do have, in baseball, you have to flip the script mid-season sometimes and you say, well, this isn't what we thought it was going to be. So what do we do now? And they could put Blaze there. They could have some combination of, Newman can play there. Newman really, Newman's been so productive. He went 3 for 4 last night. There's really you can't just, always operate on goodwill again with these decisions, but he's been a great, a guy that came in when they needed him most, and you'd hate to see them have to just designate him or something like that when he's a valuable asset. So is it Suarez? I don't know. I do know that Jose Abreu got designated for assignment today by the Astros, and I haven't seen him play. I'd have to see it, but he went down to the minors and apparently couldn't fix it. So he was batting, I want to say 124 with 2 homers, but they owe him a ton of money.
$30 million.
I think it's $30 million.
Yep, $30
and
million.
It does happen. It does happen. So it's something to keep an eye on. And things are fluid all the time. And sometimes just because the guy has done it in the past doesn't mean that he's going to be just handed the job and continue to keep the job if he's not producing.
So, Jody, you going to get a power nap in, or is it too late? You're just going to let it ride?
No, I gotta go. I gotta get going here. I gotta be there soon. No, I'm good. I actually, I got used to going to bed, doing a couple morning shows in a row. I went to bed a lot earlier, so feeling pretty good. And then I think tomorrow night is like a 7 o'clock game, so that'll be a little later day.
Good. You deserve it.
Tomorrow I sleep in.
So what's the go-to at Starbucks on the way out to the ballpark?
I actually have already had, so this is going to be disappointing for you guys, but I drink decaf. And so I actually have a decaf latte in the refrigerator that I had from earlier. So I've had a lot of decaf, and so it doesn't really matter.
What's the
decaf
use?
Americano.
Yeah, why even
latte?
buy it? Decaf? What's the use?
No, I don't, it's just who I am. And I just, if I drink caffeine, I could do it, but I don't want to risk it because sometimes when I drink caffeine, I just get really, jittery, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
So
No, that makes sense. Total.
I'm not conditioned like some people. To all the time.
Well, Jody, thank you for fitting us in today.
Appreciate that.
Busy as you are, so thank you. We always appreciate you. Thank you. We'll be
no
watching
problem.
tonight.
Great to talk to you guys. Take care.
Jody Jackson, watch her tonight. Pre-game, post-game, as she mentioned, she's got a bunch of stats and things that they're going to toss out before the game. Tonight on the MLB Network. You can follow her on Twitter at Jody_Jackson, winners of 3 of the last 4 Chicago White Sox in town. We're going to switch gears, get into some football at 50, Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints, and the Mount Rushmore Week 1 results of the best Cardinals since 1998 to be on the roster. We'll give you those next and get your input as well. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck, Learn Rail will take you from wreck to check, from crash to catch, from accident to whatever rhymes with accident. And we'll help you with all the details in between. We'll help you get to the right doctors, even if you don't have health insurance. We'll help you get your car fixed. We'll help you get your doctor bills paid. And then we'll fight with the insurance companies to get you every dollar you deserve. Hurt in a wreck? Call Lerner and Rowe. We're with you every step of the way.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com. That's venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Pride Month is here, and Bounty is ready to soak up the celebration. There's going to be a whole lot of this, a whole lot of this, and a whole lot of this. Bills happen, but messes can't cancel the Pride fun with Bounty. With P&G and iHeartRadio, we're rolling out Can't Cancel Pride, a night of performances, togetherness, and a whole lot of partying. You bring the fun, we'll bring the bounty. Tune in to the Can't Cancel Pride live stream on June 12th or on demand after on iHeartRadio's Facebook, YouTube, and more. Together, let's keep Pride rolling at home or wherever you're celebrating.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and
Hey, boys.
The Valley
Richie had to run to the bathroom real quick here. You got 1 minute here.
and endless benefits.
How you guys doing, man?
For everyone.
Sends you great matches. Then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know there's a better way
All right, 30 seconds.
with a squatty potty? Squatty potty is the original toilet stool built to get your body into a natural squatting position on the toilet. It's clinically proven to reduce strain, time on the toilet, and get more poop out. Find yours today. Available at Walmart and Amazon.com. Join 8 million people who are having the best poop of their life. I mean, you're not going to use the bathroom with them, but you get what I'm saying.
All right, here we go.
Squatty potty, the #1 way to go number 2.
Let's get ready for football! It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Hey, hot.
Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
No question, top story today in the National Football League is the Jacksonville Jaguars are paying up to keep Trevor Lawrence around. They announced a 5-year deal with their quarterback. The deal contains $200 million of guaranteed cash, $142 million, which is fully guaranteed at signing, and he will earn $55 million a year, which ties him with Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengals, as the top quarterback in the National Football League. I don't get it, Manuch. 2 years ago, yes. First year, okay, Urban Meyer, it was a disaster. Second year, Doug Peterson comes in, does a lot of things, helps him along, has a good second half, gets to the wild card, right? Got to the playoffs. But then last year, he didn't seem to put up the numbers. He kind of went backwards to what he had the year before. And then they reward him. And what I don't understand is he let him play out 2024, then pay him.
What's the hurry?
Because you have the option, a fifth-year option, which I just don't get this. I
the
don't
only-
know why people throw money around. It's so hard to get a quarterback.
The only thing I can think of, Rock, with some of these is, okay, wherever their cap is now, wherever their extensions are, it's all about the math. And extend him now. Don't let him get there, because maybe the money's or what they're thinking, they can give it to him now versus looking at next year. And I'm like you. This might be the most overpaid quarterback, first, second contract quarterback in the National Football League history. You stop thinking about that.
Well, of course it is, but we could say that over
Year
and
after
over
year.
because of the numbers.
But you look at some of these numbers as far tied with Joe Burrow. There's Jared Goff at 57, Lawrence at 55, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. The best guy, quarterback in the National Football League, Patrick Mahomes, is at $46 million on a per year basis.
He's not a top 20 quarterback.
No, he's not. He's not.
I could say maybe top 20.
But the Jacksonville owner says, that's my guy. I'm going to pay him. Now, Rock, there could be a little bit of an ego with this owner as well, too.
Why? It's just going to get passed by Dak Prescott.
Well,
Prescott's going to get. He's sitting back saying, "Thank you, Jacksonville. Thanks for paying."
Sure.
Tua as well.
Yeah.
I mean, who's a better quarterback, Tua or Lawrence?
I think Tua right now. I think Tua's better
So
quarterback.
he's going to get paid then.
Oh, he should. Absolutely, he should. I think Ross, his owner, Stephen Ross, will pay him big bucks. I think the Dak Prescott hit, what's his number, $60 million per year? I mean, the guaranteed money, is phenomenal. And then the bonus. So the thing that cracks me, you look at this and you go, okay, guaranteed, $200 million plus a signing bonus of $100 million or $87 million. And so for you folks out there, I think just the guaranteed money you look at and whatever upfront money he's going to get. So
147.
you can look at the overall number. I'm like overall number guy, 55, 60, whatever it is. I mean, he and Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow deserves where he's at.
Well, this salary cap continues to increase.
Yes.
So that's why we're seeing these quarterbacks get paid. I mean, last year it was 224. This year it's 255. So, continues to grow.
2 minutes.
Over the years. I mean, it grew $30 million. It's going to go to 260, 265 next year.
Yes.
So quarterbacks are going to continue to get paid like this. And we saw a run this year on wide receivers too.
And you can imagine that Brandon Ayuk, the 49ers receiver, is keeping well ahead of that too. We talk about the guaranteed money. The guaranteed money, here's the top 6 in guaranteed money. Deshaun Watson, nobody will probably touch this. $230 million, right? Burrow at 219. Patrick Mahomes, now that's where he's in the top 3 at 208. So there's kind of that per year number or the guaranteed money. Lawrence at $200 million. Justin Herbert, who we forget about, $193. And then there's Kyler Murray. Yeah, folks, he's at $190 million guaranteed. So that's the number where these guys in their negotiations who bring up the receivers, they want that guaranteed money. Matter of fact, Ayuk's people said we want to be on par with the guaranteed money. They don't care how the number works out on a per year basis. They really don't. Because if things go sour in 2 years, they're still going to get that guaranteed money 2 or 3 years down the road. So that's the biggest key for quarterbacks is, all right, so if Deshaun's at 236 or 230 and I'm at 225 and 220, so Dak's going to go, well, I've done more than Deshaun Watson. I'm way done more. I've been healthy. I've been taking this team to the playoffs. I've got better numbers. What's his number going to be? 250 for guaranteed money up front? And at that point, they don't care what the average number is. They just want to make sure that their guaranteed money is going to be there overall as the years go by. So this is, to your point, the salary cap, and then just keeping up with the Joneses because that's the market. Market created that. So whoever signs last is best when it comes to money.
We got something up on our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch, and it's we call it the Mount Rushmore, best Arizona Cardinals from 1988 to now.
1 minute.
Myself, Manuch, Jimmy B, we're up there. I have my 4 as Aeneas Williams, Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald, and it was hard for me to put Patrick Peterson on that list. Not a fan, but the guy was, when he first got into the league, when he was returning kicks and punts and all that stuff, yeah, he was outstanding. Manuch went with Fitz, Warner, Adrian Wilson, and Pat Tillman. Jimmy B went with Larry Fitzgerald, Aeneas Williams, Kurt Warner, and Anquan Bolden, which is a good one. I got a bunch of people last night when we posted this. Larry Centers came up a lot. Yeah. He's somebody that I didn't think of right away. And we'd love to get your input. Go to our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch and let us know. We'll have some results for you coming up here a little bit later as well. But next hour, we're going to catch up with former British Open champ Tom Lehman, talk some U.S. Open. We're going to go up to Vegas. Scott Spreitzer will join us a little bit later. Eric Moses from the Fiesta Bowl. All next.
Yeah. Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, featuring the Callaway AI Smoke Woods and Irons. Now receive 2 times trade-in value towards any Callaway AI Smoke clubs. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Freeform Radio. Search Freeform Radio and listen now. Your free iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Look at your cup holder. It's empty. And you're feeling thirsty. Head to a nearby convenience store and fill it with a Pepsi Zero Sugar, Mountain Dew, or Starry. Grab a delicious, refreshing Pepsi for the road.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA member FDIC.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Dukes.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and Pop-A-Shot basketball.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens, you'll find every game you're looking for.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Gotcha. Broadcasting from the Raffy Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KDSC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Former Suns guard Cameron Payne was arrested in Scottsdale last night after refusing to ID himself and provided a false report to the city's police department. Payne was traded from the Suns in July of 2023. The Celtics look to sweep the Mavericks in Dallas tonight in the NBA Finals. The Mercury fell short against the visiting Aces. Phoenix continues their 3-game homestand Sunday against the Storm. The D-backs open a 3-game weekend series against the White Sox tonight at Chase Field with Ryan Nelson on the hill. And the Panthers are up 3-0 on the Edmonton Oilers. Catch Game 4 tomorrow night right here on Fox 910. I'm Bill Renda on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, look for sunny skies. Temperatures right around 106. Keep in mind, we are still under that excessive heat warning until
Tom's ready.
Night. Tonight, mostly clear with those overnight lows right around 82. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
Sport is sponsored by Ski Pro. Gear up at Ski Pro's water sports sale. Surfboards, wakeboards, foil boards, and more. All on sale for 10 days, starting this Friday. Don't miss out. Come and save at Ski Pro.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
This was while we were away, Sepp Straka on the tee at the par 3 ninth. Oh, you're live. Oh, 0-1 in round 2 of the U.S. Open for Sepp Straka. Third ace here at the ninth, recorded in U.S. Opens here. One made by Peter Jacobson and another by Zach Johnson. Both were playing with Kenny Perry when they made their aces.
Straka with a hole-in-one today. It's interesting because earlier he had a triple bogey, so it made up for that. I believe it was on the 4th.
That
hole,
helped heal that wound.
at Pinehurst number 2. Joining us now, always nice enough to join us to talk some golf and indoor football season. It's football. British Open champion Tom Lehman. How we doing, Tom? What's going on? How are you today?
Good afternoon, guys. It's great being with you. I'm doing really well over here on the beach in Del Mar, California. Life is good.
Oh, geez.
Way to rub it in there,
Thank
Tom.
you. 107 today.
Appreciate that, bud.
Okay, never mind. I'm in Anchorage.
Yeah.
It's -5 right now.
So, hey, when you have time to just chill with family, do you even get out and hit golf balls, or do you just turn it off?
No, you know what? We actually played this morning. We went out early. We just got home. And I like to get out and play in the morning and, get the boys or whomever, and we go play. And then we spend the afternoon doing whatever else we want to do. And, of course, this weekend will be a lot of watching golf on the weekend.
How does that work? I mean, you're not on golfnow.com, are you? I mean, how are you getting your tee time? I mean, is it just, I mean,
Yeah.
how do you just make a call? Just say, I mean, is there privileges you have as a golf professional at your level?
No, not much. There's, basically just do it. Like I belong to the farms over here, so we have a place to go play, and so
Okay.
I just make a tee time like any other member. But there are some privileges, sometimes they'll, let me sneak out right before the very first group of the day, and get out ahead of the bunch so I can get around in 2 hours and play. But so there are some perks, no doubt. I mean, but there's a lot of places where it's the same for me, it's the same for everybody else.
And Rock, I trained both his sons, Thomas and Sean, so well that they're now golfers versus quarterbacks.
Make it work at football.
So,
That's right. You trained him right out of football.
Yeah. Smart.
But I know Sean. You said Sean is now attempting to make it as well. Thomas, I know, and he's crushes it. How about Sean? He's attempting to try to make it as well.
Yeah. Well, Sean loved football. I mean, that was his passion, as you know, growing up, and so golf still is like number two. I think if he could have a perfect world, that would be the world that he still would be living in. But
sure.
Life didn't give that to him. So I don't know that he loves golf enough to really want to make a career out of it. But Thomas, on the other hand, is he's pretty passionate about it. He's working super hard, and we'll see where it ends up getting him. But it's a tough world out there. I mean, you watch the U.S. Open and you watch all these great young players, and there's so many good players from all over the world. It's pretty tough.
Tom, when you look at the U.S. Open and Pinehurst 2, what comes to mind when you hear Pinehurst 2?
Fear. Just so difficult to get a lot of grants. I think we've talked about this before. When you're nervous in a U.S. Open, especially, you just kind of want to try to, simplify the game, hit it in the fairway, hit it on the green, see if you can kind of play boring golf and, and make your pars. Pinehurst is the kind of place where even if you drove it perfectly and hit most every fairway, you could actually have a pretty good day with the irons and still miss half the greens. It's really difficult to hit greens, especially if you start getting aggressive. Once you start getting aggressive on those greens and trying to go pin chasing, your margin for error is almost zero. Like you have almost no margin for error, and you pay the penalties. So it's a golf course that really demands that you be patient and play defensively and conservatively.
It's interesting, Tom, to hear you say that, because I remember we had your counterpart Steve Jones on 2 days ago, or yesterday, I'm sorry. And that 1996 Open, you and him went right down to the wire, and to hear him talk about his back, the back nine. Stay relaxed. His whole frame of mind was it's just another golf course. It's just golf. And I'm like, wow, that easy? I mean, when I'm playing the, New England Patriots, they're blitzing here and there. I'm going, it's just not just another game. They're just coming after me, right? What was your mindset coming down the wire with Steve in that 1996 Open? Because you had a hell of a year. I mean, you were on fire. But even then, it seems like there's trepidation on the back nine of the U.S. Open. Yeah.
Well, that was actually a really fun Open. He played really well. I played really well. I kind of remember thinking, hey, just try to get good shots and try to put it in the fairway. And then when you have the opportunity to get aggressive, with a second shot and, to try to make a birdie, it presented itself. I mean, there were some chances you could take. And that to me was the fun part about it. The golf course would give it up, if you took advantage in the right situations. On Saturday that year, I shot 65, and so I knew the golf course would give you a good score if you took advantage of the opportunities. And sometimes though, honestly, just the things just don't bounce your way. You catch the lip instead of the ball going in. You catch the downslope instead of the upslope, and the ball shoots forward versus stopping. I mean, you know how things can go. But that course, I thought presented some opportunities if you put the ball in the fairway, whereas Pinehurst doesn't really give you a lot of that. There are some, but boy, oh boy, you better be really good with the irons.
How is it, though? It seems like most professional golfers we talk to, they can remember every shot on every hole, and it doesn't matter when they played in that tournament. How do you like teach your kids, your son who's aspiring to get to the next level, to have that kind of thought process and to remember shots?
Well, I think it's not just the actual playing of the round; it's the evaluating of the round afterwards.
Okay.
So to me, that's a big part of it. Is if you're simply playing the round and then walking away in the book, okay, one more round, and in the books, never to be thought of again. Then I can see where you could forget about things pretty easily. But if you go back and evaluate the round and think about the tee shots and where you hit your approaches, where you made the mistakes and how, then it really kind of tends to stick in there even a lot longer. So I remember a lot of really important rounds. Virtually every shot I hit, because of that evaluation after the fact. I mean, you can't learn, if you don't evaluate afterwards. And it's like watching film in a sport. You have to kind of go back and watch and see what you missed.
All right, Tom. So evaluate after you lost the Open to Steve Jones in 1996. You win the British Open in 1996. Yeah. The next tournament after you evaluated would help you to go win the next major, that being the British Open.
I think knowing that there wasn't a lot could have done better in that U.S. Open. I mean, when I say that I hit some great shots that didn't turn out, that really was the case. It was one of those things where you have to be kidding, where how did the ball end up here? After hitting such a great shot there, and you whatever it might be. So there's sometimes where the bounces just don't go your way, where you catch the lip and they lip out, or you catch the downslope and it doesn't stop, and you can't control that. So to me, the beauty of golf is if you can simply control what you can control and execute the way you are trying to execute. Once that ball is in the air, you're at the vagaries of the wind or the bounce that it gets, or where you hit a hot hard spot in the green or land in an old divot, or who knows what it could be. You can't control that.
So at Pinehurst too, where do you make the run? Where do you back off? If you're 3 down with 4 to play, is it just go for it, or just play your game and hopefully somebody comes back to you? How do you evaluate that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I know they turned a couple par 5s into par 4s. I don't know which ones. I mean, 16 used to be a par 5, so it was an obvious place to try to pick one up if you were behind. 15, literally is one of the hardest greens in the universe to hit in regulation. So if you can keep it on the green, you're going to have a chance for birdie. But I think historically only like 23% of the shots you hit to that green stay on the green. So it's very hard to hit. 17, I think, is one of the most birdieable par 3s. So there's an opportunity there. And again, 18, that green, although it's a somewhat longer hole now, I mean, that green is not one of the phases. That green right there you can make some putts on, and Payne Stewart is a perfect example, of that. Is when you the green has some real flat spots to it, or you can make some putts. So you can make some birdies coming in. That is really one I think of more birdieable stretches on the golf course.
Tom, my last one has nothing to do with the U.S. Open, but when you look at your career and you look at the courses you've played so many throughout the world. What would you say is not your best, because that's the easy part, your most challenging, 1 or 2 challenging courses you've ever played?
Oh gosh, you know what? Well, there's a golf course up in Colorado Springs, the Broadmoor.
Broadmoor, okay.
We played the senior U.S. Open there, which I still today think is one of the hardest courses I've ever played. Brutally difficult. I thought that was extremely, extremely difficult, and I always thought Oakmont. Oakmont, especially since they made the changes, they took all the trees down. I mean, I think you look at some of the opens, the U.S. Opens that have been played, and there was a stretch where they played at Oakmont, at Wingfoot, and I'm drawing a blank on the third, but the 3 years in a row, the winning scores are like 4, 5, and 6 over par. Those are hard golf courses, and Oakmont, I think, is right near the top of the list.
Wow. Tom, thank you. Enjoy Poseidon or Jake's, wherever you're going to go. We're jealous. Enjoy.
Hey, Del Mar Pizza.
Yeah.
Del Mar Pizza.
Del Mar Pizza, exactly.
And you tell Sean, more footwork, more cone work. Let's go. Let's get that going.
Hey, footwork works in every sport.
Yes.
No question.
Sure. So, I'll tell him you said that. No slacking and no Cadillacing.
Yeah, got that right, buddy. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate your time.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Tom Lehman joining us from Del Mar. Appreciate him. Jealous. Look, he's such a good guy.
Funny. Do you want to just make a call? Well,
yeah, you golf now.
Yeah.
I want to go play Morgan Run in Del Mar. Well, you're gonna have to call this guy, and it's it's $200.
You go, Tom. You go
he
online.
just walks up and he just hey, I need can I just get here's $10? Can I get a bucket of balls?
Sure.
He just goes in.
Tom Lehman's here on that club. Like, did you take care of him? That's good.
Hey, I remind you tomorrow, Take the Points, which gets going at 11 o'clock from the the Sportsbook in Casino Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display all the betting lines. Check it out for yourself. Coming up, our Learner and Row, one call, that's all. Keep or scratch common social etiquette rules that people are over. It's going viral. Sports bar gossip next.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% blue rubber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Is it time for an all-in-one wireless printer with tons of connectivity options? With Document Solutions of the Valley, you can buy, lease, or rent models that work off of your smartphone. Call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
In a recent survey, when people were asked who they thought the best personal injury attorney in Arizona was, more than 9 out of 10 people chose Lerner & Rowe. In fact, Lerner & Rowe has been voted best personal injury attorney in Arizona for the past 9 years. Our experience, reputation, and proven results have made it possible for us to recover billions of dollars for over 150,000 injured people. At Lerner & Rowe, getting you the best result is what we do best. Hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck and need a check? Call us today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona. In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
It's not just about what we put into the wash. It's also about what comes out. We can learn a lot about our kids and who they really are. Tide and Downy, proud supporters of iHeartRadio and P&G's Can't Cancel Pride, stand as allies within the LGBTQ+ community and believe in everyone's right to embrace their true selves. Learn more at can'tcancelpride.com. And happy Pride Month from Tide and Downy.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but new Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with new Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Now that you've had a chance to sleep on it, reflect on it a little bit, how do you reflect on fouling out for the first time in your playoff career?
Yeah, it was tough. Probably wasn't the smartest thing. But just, it was a physical game. To get 6 fouls, I didn't expect it.
You're the...
There you have it. Luka Doncic coming clean. Shouldn't have fouled out. We know that. You questioned the call the other day. I don't. I think it was a clear foul.
Yeah.
But they
called it.
They called it. But
they let a lot worse go during the game, Rock.
That
was the thing. But you know what? I think that you got to remember this guy's only 25 years old. Think about that. He's just still got there's some areas he still has to grow up in. Those emotions get the best of him, and you just can't even come close to foul. You're the guy. You're the top dog. They need you in that game. And I give the Mavericks credit for still, hanging in there and getting this thing down to 1 point. before Boston went off and won in the last, minute and a half, if that. But those are some of the things I think that's his next area of growth, knowing, hey, look, I can't put my team in that kind of predicament. They needed to win that game 3. I mean, they had to. And he fouls out with 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game. You're going, that's like an eternity in the fourth quarter of an NBA game. So I think that lessons learned may not help him out if they come back and win it. I doubt it, highly doubt it. But next year, if they ever get to the finals, he understands that I have to be more responsible, and I got to be more of a grown-up to understand and pick my chances and ignore the officials. I mean, I think that almost every shot he took, Rock, maybe for 3, he looked at the official and was yapping about something. And then there's a couple times he thought he was fouled, and he's looking at the official. They went right by him, and they scored on 2 of them. The announcer said, you got to get back, ignore the officials, ignore what's going on, because he got caught up defensively. They had to help out, and it was like it was 5 on 4, because he wasn't getting back because he was harping at the officials on a couple calls. You can't do that. You just got to play on, man.
A random fact of the day, the 2000 NBA draft was so bad that advanced statistics show the players from the draft collectively made their teams lose a total of 17.3 games more than they would have without those players. So I saw that, then I looked at that draft, and you had Kenyon Martin as the number 1 overall pick.
Okay.
Looking at somebody else on there. Everyone else, Darius Miles, Mike Miller, Jamal Crawford.
Yeah.
There's 20 guys here I've never heard, never played.
I mean, you think of Crawford.
I don't remember Morris Peterson.
Nope.
Donnell Harvey, Deshaun Stevenson, Eric Barkley, Mark Madsen. I remember him.
Yeah, remember Mark.
These are all first-round picks.
Wow, what a light class that was.
Oh man,
what a step they are. They created their team 17.3 games more than they would have without those players.
They lost more.
They lost more. Yeah, they were. Yeah, I should have never even just picked them. They were one more game.
How about that?
It's a great stat.
Another random fact that you probably don't care, but the Smith Entertainment Group officially closed its deal on the NHL franchise, which was the Coyotes. Came out with their uniform. So for the first year, it'll be the Utah Hockey Club.
Original. Utah.
I don't mind it. I think it's kind of going off the soccer mantra, and I think
I thought about
keeps
that.
it clean. The colors are rock black, salt white, mountain blue. The colors are pretty cool. I like it. I mean, it's. I think they may down the road go with something else, but they had Yeti, they had Mammoth, they had Outlaws, Blizzard, and Venom. Were some others, but for now, they're going to stick to. Utah Hockey Club.
I like the Blizzard, Utah Blizzard. Do
you think of blizzards in Utah?
Well, it gets pretty
I don't.
cold
I think
there.
in Colorado.
Yeah, well, yeah,
blizzard.
but it gets cold up there. You get a lot of snow. It gets very, very cold up there in that area. But I mean, Utah Hockey Club. Now you go. Who you guys playing tomorrow night? The Hockey Club. So you'll know it's Utah.
You're saying you're playing Utah. You wouldn't say the Hockey Club.
But if you use that moniker, the hockey, it's like, we're playing the Jazz. We're playing the Suns.
Playing Utah.
Yeah, I guess playing you. That's got no rhythm or
I think it's good. Good for them.
I don't mind it either.
I think it's unique. Yeah, let's do it right. I think they will create an identity after their first year, which will maybe stir an idea that would be their name. There's no rush. They're going to be in Utah forever.
Right, exactly.
They're not going anywhere.
That owner's bought in.
Oh, that owner's
so bought in.
Has so much money.
Bought in.
It's all under the soccer team, the Jazz. I mean, it's all together. You got the Olympics with Salt Lake, hosting that. I mean, everything's going well for Utah right now.
And he's committed to getting that arena done one way or the other. Whether the tax comes in or bond, he's going to develop that arena and make it. So he's going to make that complex very much like I think what Merle and them wanted to do over in Tempe. Retail, hotel, the arena, but he's planning on doing that either with or without the city. So he's full go with that, which should help this Utah Hockey Club.
I think Morello's got his work cut out for him when it comes to this bid in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think, there's rumors of 3-4 other guys that are going to make a bid. I knew that was going to happen.
Sure.
I knew when, that property is available. It's not necessarily a bid for an arena, but it's definitely going to be an opportunity for someone to take over an incredible piece of property.
Prime real estate, right?
And make a ton of jack.
And whether it's 3 or 4, but the other thing too that it'll probably get bid up. I guess.
Oh yeah.
What's the appraisal? 67, 69 million for that property. So, whose ever game plan is to expand that and get the the return on their investment, this thing gets bid up to 75, 80 million dollars. Murillo's got to go, well, if I'm going to pay, let's say the number is 80 million, I win the bid. And he's probably said, well, we'll bring our paddles, because somebody asked him about a week ago, if you go ahead and it gets bid up, we said, we'll have our paddles ready to go. I just think that it'll get to a point. I don't think in my heart of hearts that his heart's in it to go ahead and do this. I really don't. He's got the 5-year exclusive on the naming rights, and the 5-year exclusive as far as that they're going to come to him if he purchases it and proves he's putting sticks in the ground and cement to build this thing and have it available within 5 years to go ahead and put a new franchise there. I just don't think he's got that in him to do it. I mean, from what I've seen, why didn't he extend the lease out in Glendale? Why didn't he go ahead and just say, I'll do this? Now, I will give him credit. The Tempe side that was on his dime, his entire dime, it just got so he's got the heart to go ahead and really feel he wants to develop that property.
A sports bar story that I was going to get to in regards to etiquette, I'll get to a little bit later, but quickly on this day, 30 years ago, the Rangers won the Stanley Cup for the first time in 54 years. They beat Vancouver. That was a Game 7. That was amazing. 26 years ago, the Bulls won their 6th championship. This time it was over the Jazz. Of course, it was the final championship of Michael Jordan's career. And 15 years ago, 2009, the Lakers and the Bulls coach Phil Jackson broke Red Auerbach's record when he won his 10th NBA title.
You wonder why that isn't touted more. Phil Jackson just winning it in Chicago, winning it in LA. It just amazes me that the phenomenal coach he was, but he also had some phenomenal players.
It's one of the best players.
But I think the way he managed them, though, Rock, and then that triangle offense, it was a very much share it offense. And he tells the story. He said, once we got Michael Jordan to buy in to Tex Winter's triangle offense, he said, then he realized, oh, I can share the ball, and that's when they started winning championships. And I think that's part of a coach or a general manager or a skipper is, okay, got all this talent in the room, as you mentioned, but how do you manage that? How do you get everybody to share the ball or be a part of a team that's going to win championships? And I think when guys, sometimes I think Michael Jordan learned, I can't do it by myself, or I've tried to do it by myself. Let me try to join in. And that's when they started winning titles.
Looking for a great place to watch the NBA Finals tonight or the NHL tomorrow. It's Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations. Twin Peaks, your sports headquarters for all the NBA and NHL Finals action. Next, handicapper, Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. Join us. We'll talk about these two finals. We'll also find out, maybe we're going to throw him a curveball.
All right.
I'm going to have him like, hey, give me a pick. Give me a baseball pick or something. We usually just give the games that we are following and talking about, but I want to see if he's got a couple baseball games to kind of bet. If you are a gambler and you got your FanDuel or whatever you use on your phone, and you're looking to maybe get some bets in this week, because we need some stuff to bet this summer. Jack's going nuts. He's a degenerate, and he's betting WNBA.
You bet more than me.
No, you don't.
You bet more than me, probably.
Maybe financially,
football.
Maybe financially, I maybe bet more than you, but I'm also I've been around a lot longer than you. I got you lapped by 30 years.
Jax, when he says degenerate, it's in a very loving way.
Yeah, and I got my success rate. I got a good success rate.
Okay,
I'm up.
That's his love language. The degenerate. I mean, Jax.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
That was from yesterday. Scott Schweitzer next. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports I-10.
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Former Suns guard Cameron Payne was arrested in Scottsdale last night after refusing to ID himself and providing a false report to the city's police department. Payne was traded from the Suns in July of 2023. The D-backs open a 3-game weekend series against the White Sox tonight at Chase Field. Arizona has won 3 of 4. Ryan Nelson gets the start. In WNBA action, the Mercury fell short against the visiting Aces, Phoenix continues their 3-game homestand on Sunday against the Storm. And the Panthers are up 3-0 on the Edmonton Oilers. Catch Game 4 tomorrow night right here on Fox 910. I'm Bill Horrenda on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Need an all-in-one wireless copier and printer or IT help for your business? Call Document Solutions of the Valley, the official copier and IT solutions company for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Document Solutions is leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. They'll support your business no matter how big or small. Take advantage of either buying, leasing, or renting many makes and models of copiers. For a free quote, call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Beat the heat with a patio misting system from Fogco. Let Fogco design the perfect misting system for your patio, pool, or leisure areas. Stay cool all summer with Fogco patio misters. Get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com. Fogco, serving the Valley for over 35 years.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the back side of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com. Call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
A small commitment at least 1 day a week helps reduce ground-level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Avoid idling, turn off your engine when waiting in pickup lines and drive-thrus. Commit to 1 day and help keep ozone away. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
Luxury SUVs now come with the luxury of choice. Mercedes-Benz has gas, electric, and plug-in hybrid offerings. Learn more about the E-Class SUVs at your local dealer or at mbusa.com/special offers.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Time to break down this weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers. From DocSports.com and see every week on ESPN Sunday Countdown, he's Scott Spreitzer. And he's here to help make sure your picks pay out with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
You got an NBA Friday night slam dunk with Scott Spreitzer. He is on a roll, 53-35 in NBA Finals. Overall NBA, the numbers are just out of this world. And he joins us now to talk about tonight's game. We'll talk some NHL as well. How you doing there, Scott? What's the word? What's happening?
I'm doing all right, guys. I lost that last game. I had Dallas to win the game outright, so we'll look to bounce back tonight and pick up that win. So it was best effort, I thought, by Dallas in the series. They just came up short.
So, conspiracy theorists out there feel that, a team wants to win on their home court, especially a team that's just dominating. Do you play into that at all, ever, knowing that maybe Boston wants to go back home on Monday?
Yeah, I think, among the players, and, obviously this is just from following this for so long, they want to get the job done no matter where it is as soon as possible. I know it's been 150-plus series where a team's taken a 3-0 lead and never lost 4 straight after that, but you don't want to be that first team, that would think ahead to let's win it at home, and then all of a sudden you lose a game, you lose 2 games, and now you're panicking a little bit. So I think if Boston can get it done tonight, they'll put the pedal to the metal and attempt to get it done. And I think actually tonight, because a lot of times these 3-0 series leads, whether it be hockey or basketball or baseball, you do see a little bit of extra fight out of that team that does not want to get swept. having said that, I still like Boston tonight. I don't think there's anything that Dallas is going to be able to do at this point to, change what's been happening in this series. And, Boston, when they focused on Kyrie, they shut him down for the first 2 games. When they focused on Doncic in game 3, he has a bad shooting night in game 3. And I do like Boston to do it again and get this win. They've been able, even before this series, guys, they've been able to really slow down Kyrie since he's been with Dallas. They played him twice in 2024, and he was 9 for 23. Well, his first 2 games of this series, he was, 13 for 37. So the first 4 games against Boston, they held Kyrie to 22 of 60 field goal shooting. He has a big game the other night, but it ended up not, didn't matter because they still lost the game. And one of the reasons I don't think Dallas was going to get the job done, I really thought if Porzingis played, which he did the first couple of games, this had the opportunity to be a sweep. And if he didn't play at all, I thought maybe Dallas could win 1 or 2 games. But remember, through 47 games, Dallas was 24 and 23. They got red hot right before the break. They ended up finishing 26 and 9. They played above their skis, so to speak, in the postseason. And then they went up against the most talented team in the league, and they just didn't have that next level of talent outside of Doncic and Kyrie. And it's just hurt them. I don't, maybe they get the win tonight. They send it back to Boston, but, I went ahead and got Boston at a pick. You could have had them at +1. When I jumped in, I got him at a pick.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is the MIA in the fourth quarter and Luka Doncic, and obviously the dumb foul. I don't know what else you can say about that. And getting fouled out with 4:25 remaining in that game. But just his no-show in that fourth quarter, just wanted to see how much that's played a factor as far as you. I think he's got, more turnovers and baskets per game, or he did at least the other night in reference to that game. And just kind of, I think his emotions caught up with him at being a 25-year-old young man.
Yeah, it's that tied together. I think also, he's getting that pain relief shot before the games, and he's getting it again before this game. He's already said he's going to get the pain-killing shot. We see him come out house on fire in the first quarter, but by the fourth quarter, we really see him wearing down. And I just wonder if that pain relief shot is really starting to, wear off as the game gets deeper into the contest. And that's another thing. A lot of folks, including myself, I put a few bucks on Doncic over 8.5 points in the first quarter tonight. That's where he's been at his best. They've lost 6 games so far in the playoffs. He's averaged 13 points per game in the first quarter of the very next game. And he's gone over this total of 8.5 in 5 of 7 games. The 2 times that he did not get over 8.5, he had 8. So he's right there. And I think that's when if you're going to do anything with Doncic, you do it right away in the first quarter when he's not feeling the pain. And I just think it wears down over the course of the contest. I don't think you'll see Porzingis tonight. I mean, I don't know why you'd play him in game 4 when you're up 3-0, and then maybe if you do lose, you come back with him in game 5. So I think Doncic will be able to do some early damage in this one.
Scott, any other props like what you just mentioned with Luka that you're looking at?
I like that. I also like, as I was looking around at some of the different props, I was kind of looking at Kyrie Irving to finish under 3.5 rebounds. He hasn't topped three rebounds so far in this series through the first 3 games. And what's happened is when he's got to take on that offensive burden, even more than normal, then all of a sudden you get him not being able to chase down his own shots and his own misses and get those rebounds. Plus, against Boston, he's just kind of, he's outstretched. He doesn't have the same height as some of the guys around him, and he's not able to grab those boards. So far through the first 3 games, he has not been able to get more than 3 rebounds. But the over-under is 3.5. And at last check, it was plus $1.30, which means, for every $10 you bet, you'll get 13 back plus your 10 if you win this prop. So, those are the 2 that I jumped on. Doncic first quarter over 8.5, Kyrie Irving under 3.5 rebounds for the game.
Yeah, on the other side, I thought Jason Tatum, everybody's been hyping him. I thought that was his best overall game in big time champion. I thought that he really lived up to the hype per se. But any additional props for him per se since that big game the other day?
You said Jason Tatum, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I like under 3.5 threes. And you got a little bit of a price around $1.40 with this one. But I think he's going to stay under 3.5 threes. I haven't bet it. That's just an opinion that I have in this game. I mean, he only took, I think it was 7 attempts from area code 3, as I like to call it, in games 1 and 2 combined. And so he shot a couple more in game 4. But I think under 3.5 is the way to go. And you can kind of tell, that's a big favorite. You're laying over $1.40 with the prop, and the books expect them to shoot 3 or less when you see a number like that. A little bit expensive. That's why I haven't done it, because you got to basically lay, $14.50 or $15 to win 10. And I'm just not into laying that kind of price normally when it comes to props. So that's what I would say, though, as far as what I've been able to see on Tatum is, under 3.5 3-pointers made.
All right, let's talk some NHL hockey. I know you didn't touch it last night. You stayed away from it. Why did you stay away yesterday?
Yeah, I just didn't like the line on the game, and I just thought if I played anything, it was going to be the total. I decided to sit out and not play it. And again, when it gets to Game 4 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, I tend to make smaller bets, which I will in this one. But I just don't see that Edmonton's going to be able to put it together. But again, you're talking about that team that's looking to avoid a sweep. What I like best in this one, guys, is Sergei Bobrovsky under 2.5 goals allowed. It's even money. And he's hit 32 saves twice so far in this playoffs. And going way back, before the season started, I was doing another show here in town in Las Vegas, and I was talking about the fact that I just didn't believe in the Oilers. And one of the problems was the way Bobrovsky had shut them down. He had faced them 5 times going into the playoffs. He was 4-1 against them, and they just couldn't do anything against him. I mean, he was really shutting down the Connor McDavid line. They don't commit a lot of fouls, this team. And one of the things that you see also is, the officials tend to swallow their whistles when you get deep into the playoffs. So the incredible Oilers power play is really tee off and get going. But Bobrovsky and the way this team defends, it's just tough for Edmonton to get going. And I think that's what you're going to see again, is that they're just not going to be able to get the kind of space to get off their quality shots or their high danger offensive plays that we've seen throughout the course of the season.
All right, Scott, a flyer. Throw us a flyer. Is it baseball? Is it CFL, UFL, XFL? Anything out there that if we're looking to kind of, because, man, if both these series come down to sweeps, it's going to be a long summer. I mean, it already is, but
UFL championships this week.
Yeah, how about those Birmingham Stallions?
I got to tell you, the last time I watched a game, and I root for guys to do well, but I haven't watched a game since week 3. So, but I am playing the CFL as I do every year.
Yeah. Okay.
And I can't recommend it now because the Edmonton Elks were a 4.5, 5-point dog last night. They're now a 3-point dog. So that value is gone. But I would go, I bet the Yankees tonight. I laid half a run in the first 5 innings. So minus half a run. It was minus $1.10, and it was the first 5 innings. And, Luis Gil, man, he just continues to produce fantastic numbers. I mean, I could go into the metrics. They're so deep, and he's so solid. And then I looked at their first 5 innings. In his last 10 starts for the Yankees, New York is 9-0-1 in the first 5 innings of those 10 starts. So I like him here. They hit the cover off the ball. And then Brian Bello, he's really fallen off of like 6.74 ERA, $1.70 whip in his last 5 starts. I think the Yankees can get it done through the first 5. And I'll give you one tip, as you said, for the summer. Look to bet against Patrick Corbin or play the over every time he steps on the mound for the Washington Nationals. That's the tip for the rest of the summer.
Wow.
Until he's no longer on the mound.
The former D-back.
Former D-back.
Oh,
the whole 9.
Oh, man.
Poor guy. He had the great World Series, and since then it's been all downhill. He's had a couple of decent outings here and there, but that's what I do. I look to play against Patrick Corbin when he pitches or play the over. If I don't like either one of those, I stay away from the game. I will not back him with my money or anybody else's.
I know you're a Husker. Did he go to Colorado? I mean, you just don't you don't like Corbin? What's the deal there, or is that just a good business move there?
Well, it's 2 things. Starting them, it's a good business decision.
Okay.
But he dug himself a 10-foot hole by going to Boulder, so he's got to climb out of that. And there was a time a few years ago that World Series run when I said him. It's just he was down, his control was down, all that kind of stuff, and he won World Series, and he was great, that season. But it's just been a rough go. So a business decision now. You play against him, you play the over, or you stay away from his games.
Wow.
2 minutes. The truth finally comes out.
I'm a Husker till the very end, guys. If I live till I'm 90, I'll be Big Red all the way, even if they haven't made it to a bowl game yet. What would be 50 years?
Yeah. By By the way, it looks like the highly priced, the highly recruited Dylan Raiola might be your starter there at Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, he's starting. They can say all they want, but I can't imagine he doesn't come out there and start game one right out of the blocks. And, I've seen some film on him. I've talked to I got a couple of friends back there that are news anchors and all that stuff for Nebraska local TV in Omaha and Lincoln. And they're just saying, and you can see it in the spring game, they haven't had a quarterback like this. Think about it. When's the last time Nebraska had a conference championship contending quarterback? It was an Eric Crouch. Maybe Taylor Martinez a decade ago. It's just and Adrian Martinez didn't have the right coach. That's all there was to it. He's a good quarterback, and he's tearing up the UFL, but he didn't have the right coach.
Maybe Turner Gill back in the day, huh? When he was
that far back, you're gonna hurt me like that?
Yes, absolutely, man.
40 years. Yeah. He is my all-time favorite Husker, by the way, Turner Gill. And I know Tommy Frazier won championships there, and I love Tommy Frazier, but Turner Gill was the man. And as they called him when he played for the Montreal Alouettes, he was Turner Gill.
Scott, thank you. Have a good weekend.
Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. Follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins. By the way, Patrick Corbin did not go to Colorado. Did not go to Colorado.
Okay.
I thought maybe there was a tie
connection there, right?
But he's originally from New York and went to college in a couple schools, I think, in Florida. So, anyway, coming up, a little football at 50. And we're going to do a little bit more on Trevor Lawrence and the big contract he got today. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Life's a sprint.
Actually, you guys are clear. I'm back. He's having stomach problems. So
protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now, the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
Have you been arrested for something you didn't do? When your liberty is on the line, you need an aggressive, experienced attorney to defend your rights. Lerner Law Group is the firm you can trust with your freedom. Our criminal defense attorneys have represented thousands of clients across the state, and with our affordable payment plans, you can get the defense you need immediately. If you've been wrongly charged with a crime, time is not on your side. Call Lerner Rowe today for a free consultation. We're available to help you 24/7.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Introducing the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. Straighter flies farther with Ping's straightest driver yet. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinder provides you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Ashley's Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. For a limited time, save $500 on select Tempur-Breeze.
Hey, boys, you got 1 minute here. 1 minute.
$100 on select Stearns and Foster mattresses. Plus, get 5-year special financing on select in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Hurry to your local Ashley store or Ashley.com for the best 4th of July mattress deals. Going on now, only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. No minimum purchase required. See store for details.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T.
All right, boys, 30 seconds here. 30 seconds.
At T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card.
All right.
Engage qualifying unlock device credit service and timely redemption required. Card
Guys are still kicking butt, man.
Thank you.
Richie's still taking it
Back to the Rock and Manuch
Yeah, he's
Show,
having
live
stomach
from
problems.
Right Toyota, right on
Had
the
him
corner,
3 days.
right on the selection, and always right on the price. Right Toyota,
Wow, all
77th
week.
Street in Frank
All night.
Lloyd. Online at righttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for football.
It's football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, you're hot.
All right, the latest, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they secured their quarterback for at least the foreseeable future. According to multiple reports, the team has agreed to a contract extension. Trevor Lawrence, 5 years, $275 million. $200 million of that will be guaranteed, and then $142 million due at signing. He's now tied with Joe Burrow as the highest paid quarterback in the year in league history, I should say, for at least this week. $55 million a year. Well, Dak Prescott Prescott is definitely going to get paid.
Yeah.
And the longer Jerry waits, Jerry Jones, the more it's going to be.
Well, that's a good point, Rock. That hey, look, you don't get him signed now, that price is going to go up and up. And I just that was 142 at signing. Signing your name, $142 million. Take it to the bank. Uncle Sam takes half. You know, and you got
not right away. Everybody says that. Here's what people don't realize: you deposit it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that.
$142 million.
Yeah. Then you owe the taxes.
But not till next year.
Okay.
So you make that interest, the interest you make.
I get it. I like it. You know, if
you get it into like a bank that's got 5% yield right now, you throw it in there, you make 5% on $142 million.
I need to find one of the banks. Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing too is, you know, we talk about the on average over the years, and it's just crazy. And to see that the on average to Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback I feel in the National Football League, is at $46 million. And then you got Joe Burrow at 62. You got Trevor at 55. I think
Burrow's 55.
55.
They're tied. Yeah,
they're tied. Then you know Jared Goff's right there, and then you look at all this guaranteed money, and then you see Kyler Murray in the number 5 as far as guaranteed money. Deshaun Watson blows the door with guaranteed money, $230 million, followed by Burrow at 219. Mahomes, that's where he's in the top 3, $208 million, and then you got Trevor at $200 million. With that guarantee.
All right, we started something today just for fun online, and that was our Mount Rushmore. Something we're gonna do throughout the summer. We started with the Cardinals today, and what we're looking for is your Mount Rushmore for the best Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, Phoenix Cardinals from 1988 to now. So we're going down the road of when they moved here in '88, and then till today. And we've put up on our social media platforms, just search Roc and Manuch. You can find us, ROC, and then MANUCH, and you can find our picks. But I went with Aeneas Williams, Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald, and Patrick Peterson. Manuch went also with Fitz, Warner, and Adrian Wilson and Pat Tillman. Those are the two different than me. And then Jimmy B, also Larry, no question. Aeneas Williams, Kurt Warner, and Anquan Bolden. I want to ask this first before Jax, you give us what people are voting on. How do you not go with a Hall of Famer, Manuch, and Aeneas Williams? How do you not put him on? I understand Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman has a statue of himself. I mean, he deserves his own Mount Rushmore. Yeah. But when it comes to the best Arizona Cardinals, when it comes to their play on the field, Aeneas Williams went to the Hall. He's in the Hall.
I get that. I understand. I think Adrian Wilson started and finished with the Cardinals. Yeah, had an outstanding career. I also think he was being part of Rams. I'm sorry,
Rams. He played for
Aeneas did, not Adrian.
Aeneas. Oh.
Yeah, Aeneas finished. He was with the Rams, with the Cardinals, and finished with the Rams. Adrian has been there thick and thin, and then also going to the front office as well too. So I think I'm part of that Cardinals organization.
But when you substitute Adrian with Aeneas?
I thought about the two. No, not necessarily. I mean, Aeneas, I think of a guy, I mean, for pure Arizona Cardinal, I understand the Hall of Fame thing. I look at him, okay, he was started there, finished there. Aeneas went on his last 2 years with the Rams. Get it. But I mean, Adrian played just as well. He's in the Ring of Honor as far as the Cardinals are concerned.
Ring of Honor, come on. It's a way to sell tickets.
I think as far as the captain, the leader, all the other stuff that he did in that locker room.
Super Bowl was first team All Pro. Took him to the Super
I get
Bowl.
it. I get it.
That's what I'm saying for Adrian Wilson.
Yeah,
I'm backing up your point.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the only Super Bowl they've been to, and Adrian was a big part in that.
Yeah, and I think he was. I mean, he was. I think people see the Hall of Fame, but Adrian was the leader. He was that guy on that defense.
I love Adrian Wilson. One of my favorite players.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I just when I look at the top players to play for the organization, it's hard at number 5. Who do you cut? You know?
Yeah, and I thought about that.
I hate putting Patrick Peterson on that list because I can't stand him as a player.
I was surprised you went there, but I mean,
it was tough.
I mean,
I literally was. I was like, all right, because I was thinking Pat Tillman too, but then I thought, all right, Pat Tillman, you know, is he's a league of his own, so to speak.
Sure.
So, but Patrick Peterson, when I kind of look back and I said, all right, he was such a badass
He was
player,
good, man.
and he could do a lot more than play defense.
He was punt returner, you know, all, and then he stopped doing the punt returns. You know, I would have thought
When he left, it was good to see him go.
Yeah, and but I just think that I looked at that. I look at the whole picture, the whole realm, and Aeneas, great. I mean, very deserving. I mean, that's kind of like
There's no right or wrong answers
you
here.
flip a coin with Adrian and Aeneas.
You know the person that can answer this probably the best is Michael Bidwell. He owns the team. I would love to know what his top 4 players are.
Yeah, and
you know, I mean, he would be the
tiebreaker.
Yeah, he would be the tiebreaker. Yeah. So what are people voting on?
So yeah, we had a bunch of polls. We had a poll on Twitter. We had a poll on Instagram under our post. We had it on our stories for Fox Sports 910 and a Roc and Manuch. Long story short, commanding winner. Not even close. Like the guy that won had more than the other two combined plus 10. That's how much this guy won. And the winner for the first week is Manuch.
It's got to be Pat Tillman. It's what weighs that.
He had 41
It's hard
votes.
to vote against Pat Tillman.
Sure. You came in
but
second.
I wish I would have said I wish I would have put best Arizona Cardinals outside of Pat Tillman. Because again, he is a league of his own.
Well, yeah, and I think
he was a good player.
But you can't
he wasn't a great player.
Okay, you can't tell the Cardinals history without mentioning Pat Tillman as right front and center for what he did for our country.
So let me ask you
the
this.
Cardinals.
Let me ask you this. If we change this next week to the best Arizona State Sun Devils, and there's been some good ones.
Oh, yeah.
The Danny Whites of the world. I mean, Jake Plummer, we go on and on. Does Pat Tillman make the 4 there too?
You know, I would probably have 4 in front of me because I think of Arizona State. It's a good argument, but I think of him.
Is that just to your point about what you just said?
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand. I mean, but he was more that more is more for a Cardinal scenario.
Because you think of Arizona State, Michael Haynes,
Mike Haynes, Danny
White. I think you have to put Jake there.
You have to put Frank there. You have to put Frank Cush.
All the defensive players. I mean, there's so many great Sun Devils.
There's phenomenal.
So I don't know how you.
Yeah, the Pat
leave
thing.
out Pat Tillman. To your point, you put him on this list.
Yeah, I think because
of what he was, what he did.
I think with what he did when he was with the Cardinals when he did that.
Fair.
With the Sun Devils, it's a whole other genre. That's be very difficult for Sun Devils. I got my 2: Danny White, J.D. Hill, and Mike Haynes. Those are my 3, and Frank Cush. That's it, man. Those are dudes, right?
I know. When we talk about the Mount Rushmore sports in general,
5.
We'll talk about it another day.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at G2GBar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Look at your cup holder. It's empty. And you're feeling thirsty. Head to a nearby convenience store and fill it with a Pepsi Zero Sugar, Mountain Dew, or Starry. Grab a delicious, refreshing Pepsi for the road.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Did you know there's a better way to use the bathroom? With a Squatty Potty. Squatty Potty is the original toilet stool, built to get your body into a natural squatting position on the toilet. It's clinically proven to reduce strain, time on the toilet, and get more poop out. Find yours today. Available at Walmart and Amazon.com. Join 8 million people who are having the best poop of their life. I mean, you're not going to use the bathroom with them, but you get what I'm saying. Squatty Potty, the #1 way to go #2.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Former Suns guard Cameron Payne was arrested in Scottsdale last night after refusing to ID himself.
Eric is ready to go, by the way.
Report to the city's police department. Payne was traded from the Suns in July of 2023. The Celtics went to sweep the Mavericks in Dallas tonight in the NBA Finals. The Mercury fell short against the visiting Aces. Phoenix continues their 3-game homestand Sunday against the Storm. The D-backs open a 3-game weekend series against the White Sox tonight at Chase Field with Ryan Nelson on the hill. And the Panthers are up 3-0 on the Edmonton Oilers. Catch Game 4 tomorrow night right here on Fox 910. I'm Bill Herenda on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Overnight low right around 82, and then a hot weekend on tap. 111 for your Saturday, 109 on your Sunday with possibly some breezy conditions. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Macy's. Find the perfect Father's Day gift with Macy's Gift Finder. In just a couple clicks, you'll get personalized gift ideas for every dad at every budget. Visit Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
Roc and Manuch is sponsored by Sports Marketing. Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
You're live.
Get right to it. College football. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, buddy.
June 14th, but with the NBA and the NHL just about done with some possible sweeps, we need to turn our attention to college football. And joining us now is Executive Director and CEO of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl and Guaranteed Rate Bowl, Eric Moses. What's going on, E? How you doing, man? What's happening?
Oh, it feels like it's been too long since I talked to you guys.
Well, you and I just a couple days ago, but from Manuch,
well, that's true.
That's true. Hey, what's up?
Well, Eric wants some good conversation. We talk weekly, that's for sure.
Now, if you knew what was going on behind the scenes with Eric and I and this team of people, you are going to be amazed what's about to happen here in August. So don't even go there, Manuch. Right, Eric?
This is exactly true. I do bump into Manuch, though, at our clinics, and wherever there's a quarterback, Manuch is not going to be that far away.
I appreciate that. It is there'll be a lot of quarterbacks out there, and thinking about it, all these high school kids. Before we get on a roll, I'm very happy to be part of the the pre-selection for high school that you guys are putting together, along with the AIA, you and David Hines. I think that is awesome what you guys are doing, expanding the genre of the high school athlete these days.
Yeah, we started this last year with our Friday Night Showdown program highlighting student athletes and high school football across the Valley. We're going to continue that again this upcoming season. But we thought, as part of what I'm sure we'll talk about on this call, as part of our football kickoff event, why don't we have a preseason all-state football team? And we should have one. Let's call attention to these kids before the season starts and who we think is going to be a standout during the season. So we plan to name a team of boys and girls flag football athletes preseason all-state team, and Manuch thankfully agreed to be one of our selection committee. So we're super excited about this.
And I got to tell you, women's flag football is growing exponentially, not only here, but around the nation. I've got one of my young gals I train. She's already got 3 offers. She's going to be a senior this year in flag football. So it's starting to trickle into the college ranks.
Scholarships in college now?
Yes.
For flag?
For flag football. She's quarterback. Yes.
Interesting.
Well, here's the thing that I've learned in my lifetime. If you give women an opportunity to do something, they'll usually figure out how to do it really well.
Yeah. And they'll let you know it.
And you know what, Harry? she can hang with the group of guys she works out with all the time as well, and spins it better than some of the guys her age. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, wow.
You know, Eric, it's
I love
interesting. Myself and Manuch, both former executive directors of the National Football Foundation in the Valley Sun chapter. Manuch had it, and then I took it after he did. And over the years, for so many years, we've always tried to figure out a way to have a high school football game, Arizona versus Texas or Arizona versus California. And we've never been able to get that going. And I think maybe that's something the Fiesta Bowl may want to take on years down the road here, because I know Ohio does it, Texas does it, Florida does it. It'd be really cool now that Arizona is on the map with some of these unbelievable athletes that have come out of here, that maybe we can support it now.
So what I think I hear you saying is that both of you are willing to be part of our working group to make that happen.
Absolutely. Hands down.
We're there.
I think it'll be a win-win. I think there'd be a lot of community support. There's so many business owners that played, high school football that still feel like they can play, that would love to be part of something like that. Be involved in some capacity. But I don't know. That's another day, Eric. But I just want to mention that it's something that both Manuch and I in our time with the National Football Foundation, we're trying to get rolling. But I do want to talk about the news this week that Larry Fitzgerald Jr. will be the keynote speaker at the Arizona Bank and Trust Fiesta Sports Foundation football kickoff, which this year will be at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess. Talk about this. Talk about how there are going to be some changes for those that are listening that have been to this function. It's going to be a little different this year, more of an experience.
It is. We are so happy to have Larry participate in this event. He is not only a sports icon in the Valley, but dare I say a community icon as well, and somebody who has focused his time post-career on helping others, giving to others through his foundation, and on his business interests. And so it's going to be a really fascinating conversation to have with him. Yeah, you said it. The idea this year was really to reimagine this event. Last year, we tweaked it some and got really good feedback from those who were in attendance, seeing Desmond Howard last year. But I really wanted to take advantage of the fact that we have a competitive advantage when it comes to business luncheons and breakfasts that happen around the Valley. And that competitive advantage is that we're involved with football. Football brings excitement and emotion and passion, and we need to lean into that. So what we've decided to do with our partners over at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess is really to create an immersive experience that signals the start of football season every year. Not just another luncheon where you come in, you sit at a table, you have your rubber chicken, and you listen to people talk. This is going to be the sights and sounds and the feels that you get when you're at the stadium. And that's what we want to bring out so people can get excited in August about the start of football, and we're going to ride that excitement and pump that excitement up all the way through the football season until the Verbo Fiesta Bowl on December 31st.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Guaranteed Rate Bowl before that, getting a prime time slot on television. This game historically has been, of course, for those who are not aware, the Insight Bowl, Guaranteed Rate Bowl, it's been called a lot of different things. It's been the Guaranteed Rate Bowl for many years now. Chase Field, it's always been 7, 8 o'clock at night. Now it's at 3:30. How did that work out?
I think ESPN got tired of us begging and pleading for them to change the time. But we're overjoyed. We think that, look, Arizona is a better place to be during December and January than most other places in the country. But having a daytime kickoff will allow us to lean into the activation of downtown. Will allow us to have more of the typical kind of tailgate parties and experiences. And we're really looking for downtown Phoenix and the city and surrounding areas and businesses, hopefully, to help us to make certain that this is a great and immersive experience for people, and one that becomes even more a part of the holiday experience in the Valley. This year will be December 26th, as you said, at 3:30. It's going to be great. We know we're going to see a great football game, but now we're going to have a great party as well.
So I don't have to take a nap this year before I step and watch the game until the midnight hour. I've broadcasted one of the, when it was in, I think it was the Inside Bowl or at that particular time, and we kicked off like at 8:30. It was Rutgers and ASU. I remember it was Rudy Carpenter's freshman year, and Rutgers came in with Schiano and that group.
Oh, I remember.
I think I got home like at 12:31. I got home in time to watch the replay on Fox Sports. But I mean, when you look at this overall, what that does for the downtown area specifically that early is almost twofold that the businesses are going to get versus 6 or 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I think a big part of what we do here is provide positive economic impact for businesses throughout the Valley and throughout Arizona, and this will help us to do so. Not only for our residents who live here, but for those that are traveling in to follow their teams in that game. There's more to do in the day. Let's get them out earlier. It'll be the day after Christmas. All of us will be fat and happy from eating all the turkey and ham and everything, during the holidays. So let's get out and burn some calories off outside, having a good time, and then go inside Chase Field and see a heck of a football game.
Eric Moses joining us here, CEO of the Fiesta Bowl. The Verbo Fiesta Bowl will host the quarterfinals of the first ever 12-team college football playoff. It'll be New Year's Eve, State Farm Stadium. Again, a great time, 5:30 local kick there on December 31st, so New Year's Eve. I know it's early, but what are some of the plans because it's being New Year's Eve? Do you expect the city of Glendale or Westgate, that area, to kind of team up with you and say, hey, let's keep this thing rolling outside after the game?
We think there are clearly many more opportunities to provide a heightened fan experience, and talking to the usual suspects is something that we're certainly doing now. We want to take full advantage of the fact that people will be bringing in the new year here in the Valley, out in Glendale, watching a great game, and we don't ever want the party to stop. So let's give them a way to party beforehand, during the game, and after. So all of those plans are being worked out right now, but we are so excited to be the first ever quarterfinal in the CFP era, and we think we'll have a great game. I mean, chances are we know that we will have one of the top 4 rated conference champions. Many prognosticators think that will be the Big 12 champion. We don't know. We'll see. And then the team that conference champ will play will have just won a first-round game. And so they'll come in with a little momentum and probably their ears pinned back, ready to make an upset. So you're going to see some great football in the Valley this year.
Well, it might not. It might be the State Farm 12 championship coming into. And I want to get your thoughts about that coming down the pike here, and all you guys getting together, you bigwigs, talking about the sponsorships of coming right down the pike. I want to get your thoughts on that, Eric.
Well, my buddy Brett Yormark, who's the commissioner of the now Big 12, is one of the most creative people that I know in the sports industry. He is on a mission to ensure that the Big 12 is not and will never be an afterthought in big-time college sports. And so I think this out-of-the-box thinking about sponsorship of the conference to bring more dollars and more visibility and recognition to a heck of a collegiate athletics conference, I think is right-headed, and I'm waiting to see what he gets done over there.
In these bowl meetings that you're having, Eric, is NIL coming up at all, in the sense that some of these players that are always on the fence to play or not play in a postseason game, now maybe we'll say, hey, all right, I'll play in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, but I want to get paid. Do you expect it going down that road?
I certainly hope that it doesn't go that way. I think that, a lot of this will be determined by the way the NCAA, the conferences determine how to treat the players and whether they're going to ultimately be treated as employees. If they are, then they will have something akin to employment contracts, and in those employment contracts, you can require that if they're healthy, they play in all postseason games, right? I mean, that's what you would do. That's the expectation of your work. If not, I think we may all have to get creative about incentivizing or maybe providing disincentives for them to opt out. There is no data that I've seen that would suggest that there is a higher incidence of injury in a bowl game than there is at any other game during a season, right? And so, we want the best players to play. People are coming to see the talent, and in college, we care about the name on the front of the jersey as much, if not more, than we do, probably a lot more than we do about the name on the back of the jersey. But you want to see the best guys play. Sure. And so I think the industry needs to figure out a way to give that every opportunity to happen for these games to be ones that everybody wants to watch and that get bigger and more popular.
Tickets for the kickoff experience, tickets for Guaranteed Rate Bowl, deposits for the Verbo, everything at fiestabowl.org. You don't want to miss this, the first ever college football playoff quarterfinal, that being on December 31st, as well as the Guaranteed Rate Bowl on the 26th. Eric, have a good weekend, buddy. Thank you for the time. We'll talk to you here in a few weeks.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen.
Eric Moses, CEO and executive director of the Verbo, Fiesta Bowl, and Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
You guys got a lot of stuff going on over there, Rock.
It's a year. I mean, that's why they work year round. It's not like put a game on twice a year. Yeah. You got the parade as well, which Kevin Rowe and Lerner Rowe are all part of that.
Yeah.
But this kickoff experience, in the past has been at the Biltmore. It's going to be at the Scottsdale Princess Fairmont, which is just up the street from where we are today. They put on some pretty good parties there. I mean, they have that incredible Christmas light deal that is state of the art, the best in the country. And now T-Bump with the the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, and put together, a partnership with Larry Fitzgerald as the keynote speaker. And I mean, he didn't get into it. I expect high school kids there, bands, cheerleaders, that'd be fun. The whole 9 yards, not just a regular, like you said, not a luncheon. Yeah. It's an experience. And,
event.
I think that would be really cool. Yeah. So I'm excited where they're going with it. And we'll have more I'll be able to share with you down the road with that. The Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona, it's the home of Take the Points, which Jack's and Gross's last show tomorrow. Gross has been working with me for over 26 or 27 years.
End of an era.
He was my intern with Ron Wolfley.
Going way back.
And the other guy was Rod Lakin, who's now the program director for WIP in Philadelphia. So both of them have done all right under myself and Ron Wolfley at the time.
You raised him right, Rock.
But it's sad to see him go, but he's going on to bigger and better things. So we're excited for Gross. So his last show is tomorrow. With Jax and Bauer. That is tomorrow at the Sportsbook Casino, Arizona. Jax, speaking of Jax, we'll look back to this week. Jax Rewind. That's next year on Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
A new crash on the 202 northbound. It's near Buckeye Road, and sitting on the right shoulder is where you're going to find that as you approach Buckeye Road. Serious wreck in North Scottsdale on Bell, east of the Loop 101, and a crash on Scottsdale Road just south of McKillips.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Grab great gearhead gifts your dad will love, like tools, parts, and collectibles, or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Shop SummitRacing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends June 23rd, 2024.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577 247-1392. That's azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. I often get asked, how can Lerner & Rowe effectively handle DUI and criminal cases when you guys are a personal injury law firm? The answer is simple. We're good at it. Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a separate law firm from Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys. Our criminal defense attorneys have represented thousands of clients across the state. And with our affordable payment plans, you can get the defense you need immediately. If you've been wrongly charged with a crime, time is not on your side. We're available to help you 24/7.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes. Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
The D-backs open a 3-game weekend series against the White Sox tonight at Chase Field with Ryan Nelson on the hill. Former Suns guard Cameron Payne was arrested in Scottsdale last night after refusing to ID himself and provided a false report to the city's police department. Payne was traded from the Suns in July 2023. And the Celtics have a chance at setting an NBA record with their 18th championship title tonight if they can sweep the Mavs in Dallas. I'm Phil Horn.
This former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th
be good,
Street and
Jax.
Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at
Pressure's on, dude.
wrighttoyota.com. In case you missed
If you fail, you're fired.
Roc and Manuch with
woke
Jimmy
up.
B. Our fine rookie, Jackson Groff, has you covered.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Jack puts it all together. The best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moment.
I just like giving Jax crap at all times.
This is Jackson's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 9.
You guys are live.
All right, that's how it works. Jax and Shu, but Shu was off this week. Richie's been nice enough to fill in for Shu. And they look back at the week and pull some clips from Jimmy B.
I was the soup du jour last week.
And probably a little bit this week.
Probably.
Yeah, you're on it once.
And I do make the cut sometimes. I know I'm normally in the cut, but I'm not the one that's getting beat up for the most part.
I
But
think what happens now,
sometimes
I think what happens now, if there's a word or a name, whatever, you allow me to kind of announce it for you or say it. You just kind of.
It took us 20 years to figure that out.
So
Pronunciations are your job, not mine.
Pronunciations, articulations. Yeah.
What was the word of the day yesterday? Do you remember?
Oh, man, that was a hell of a word. That was one of those precipitationist. Yeah. We know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we did well with that one. All right, move on. All right, Jax.
Jax Rewind, still not sponsored. If anyone wants to go out there and sponsor,
Good
Jax
call. You are
Rewind.
finally getting it. 2 years in.
It's been a 2-year segment. Still no sponsor, but we're looking forward to when that sponsor comes. But this first one, we had Tim Kempton on Monday, and a train kind of was in the background, and we heard it. And Roc brought up to him, "Are you in Flagstaff?" And he talked about how he was near Flagstaff. The interview gets over, and Roc kind of explains where he's at. Well, Manuch likes to either reiterate what Roc says or copy exactly what Roc says. Here's an example. Here's the clip.
And here, when you hear a train,
yeah,
you know you're not in Phoenix,
especially that train,
or at least downtown.
We know
Maybe
that
Phoenix, you may, but that particular train Sounded like Route 66.
Yes,
maybe.
Yep.
Sitting at that old Marley's. He's sitting at that old Marley's, right there on 66, looking over, and he's seeing that train go by.
Either that or that train that's on Flagstaff you hear come. You hear that echo throughout the canyon.
What I'm talking about.
No, well,
66.
Route 66.
Yeah,
Marley's.
Flagstaff. Yeah, Marley's. Flagstaff.
So you got a place up there?
He did. Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I said the old Marley's.
Oh, I didn't realize you ever had one up there.
Starting the week off again.
No.
Because I told you. I know you sent me an email. You apologized for last week. So this week you're going to step up.
I had no idea that Marley had a place in Flagstaff.
That's not
the point.
That's not the point.
Oh, the Route 66 thing.
I was talking about Flagstaff,
Yeah.
and then you about the train in Flagstaff,
Yeah.
and then you made it like you're just starting in and saying, "Hey, what about the train in Flagstaff?"
Well, when you said Marley's place, I'm thinking the one in downtown Phoenix because there's that train that goes by downtown Phoenix.
I'll
as well,
give you that
too.
now. You didn't,
Yeah.
say it, but you didn't say that Monday.
Okay, well,
You've had all week to think
I should
about
have
it.
reiterated that.
Yes, you should have.
So for those who know the show and have been listening to the show periodically, there's a running joke that Jimmy B lives in Sun Lakes, but Rock always makes fun because he's basically Sun City. It goes back and forth between Sun City
And he
Sun
gets
Lakes.
so pissed off when I say that he's from Sun City, even though he lives in Sun Lakes. And it's the
Same
whole
difference.
point. It's just two retirement areas, all right, and they're both nice.
Yeah, and Jimmy B had trouble going to work on Monday because of his garage. So this brought up another roast by Rock of one in Sun Lakes.
Did you offer him a bottle of water?
No, I did. I offered him Gatorade. He already had water, and I gave him one of the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B golf towels as
Nice.
well.
That got you some.
That was his tip.
juice.
That was his tip.
Yeah, well,
Did you
hey,
get-
those things are worth a lot right
They
now.
are worth a lot. Yeah.
Everybody in Sun Lakes has got them right now.
Might be on
By
eBay.
the way, you live in Sun Lakes. Do you have a garage? I think you guys have all carports out there.
God, just
Stop,
stop,
man.
man.
Isn't that what the old,
Oh,
the old school
jeez.
people all have?
Jeez.
Sun City and Sun Lakes all have carports.
We're not even close to Sun City.
So
Don't
Sun
even-
Lakes, you have
Yeah.
carports.
Yes, we're the real deal.
So you do have carports.
Yeah, no,
What kind of garage?
no, I
you
have garages.
You do?
Yeah.
Are they connected to the house? Like you open the door and then you're in your living room, or are they disconnected? Like they.
No, they are connected to the house. Do you walk to your house from the carport?
So I was trying to make a point because when I think of Sun Lakes, at least lots of parts of Sun Lakes and Sun City, they all have carports.
Well,
and Jimmy locked himself in his garage. He couldn't open it. So that's what we were talking about. I didn't know he had a garage. I just assumed he had a carport.
Yeah. Well, you've been to Sun Lakes. Now, Sun Lakes is a little more modernized than Sun City. Sun City was built like 1957, I think, and Sun Lakes was like mid 70s, late 70s when that came out there. But yeah, he gets a little sensitive about
I know
the
he does.
retirement
I
thing,
mean,
man.
and he's got one of those little clown cars. It's like it's like a little VW Bug. I mean, it's so tiny.
Speaking of Sun Lakes and speaking of little, this is another segment we talked about on Thursday, or yesterday, I should say. Rock always makes fun of Jimmy B's golf courses that he golfs at because Jimmy B always comes in and says, "Hey, how'd you shoot this weekend, Rock?" Rock's like, "Oh, I didn't have a good game this week. I didn't play well. I lost some balls, whatever." Jimmy B's like, "Oh, I shot a 78, or I shot a 75, or I shot a 76." And Rock's always like, "Well, you played from 5,000 yards or whatever at the front tees." So the whole discussion here about if Oakwood Golf Course, the one that he goes to, is an executive course or not,
In
which
Sun Lakes.
prompted up the fact that Jimmy B rides his bike to the golf course.
This is crazy.
My dad described he was a member of the Arizona Country Club for many years. He called it Executive Plus, is what he called.
No.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah,
That's all you need to say.
He said, "Dad, how was he?" Goes,
From Mr. Manucci, God rest his soul.
Yes.
He knows. I bought his golf cart.
Absolutely.
You don't have your own golf cart, do you, out there?
No.
How do you not?
I ride my bike.
You with your golf
Your
cart?
club? Yeah. I just put them on my shoulder and take off.
You are so full of you know what.
I am not.
You really ride your bike?
Yes, I can.
You got a little Huffy with a little basket on it? What is that?
It's across the back. I still have training wheels on it.
He's so full of seriously.
He rides his bike with a golf club.
There's no one in Sun Lakes, especially 80-something years old he is, he's put his clubs on his back and getting on his little bike. There's no way. Why even make the story up?
I have never, visiting Dad, as you mentioned, lived out there on hill number 6 at Oakmont there. And I'm like, I've never seen anybody. You see them ride their bikes. Nobody takes their golf clubs and throws them on their basket or their back I never seen anybody ride for how many years you live out there? 15, 20 years?
No,
Never seen it.
he
Now,
may
there's
have-
golf carts they do.
Yeah,
but
but he may have a tricycle, which
well,
you know,
they do.
Which he could put.
There's
the
that
golf-
big basket
Yes,
in the
that
back.
could work.
That could work. But he said it doesn't have.
And again,
any
it's an
wheels.
executive plus course. So what's he need is his. It's the biggest club he have. It's probably a hybrid, right, or a five iron.
You can only take 4 or 5
putter,
clubs.
wedge. That's it.
Jax, would you take 4 clubs out there? Maybe.
Yeah, you could take your putter, a wedge, maybe a pitching wedge, an
Okay.
iron,
Yeah.
maybe a low iron, 9 iron, and then a driver out there. Just try to hit the greens. Last clip, and this debate started the show yesterday, and it got Rock very hot to start out. Jimmy B calling the Mavs 20-point comeback that ended up in a loss a good comeback.
We might extend this playoff. And
Great comeback.
Hell of
Great
a comeback. I mean, you're not.
It wasn't. How's it a comeback if you don't win?
They were down.
Can you
well,
call it a comeback if you don't win? Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no?
No, because no.
Simple question.
No.
What? No.
It's not.
So
It's
no.
a no. But you didn't let me finish.
I'm not asking for a finish. I'm asking for a one-word answer.
No, it's not.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, ask
Jimmy
me a
B.
question. Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks
You
for having me.
having a good day? First
Yeah,
time, long time?
Always. First time, long time. Yes, that's me.
Do you have to win the game for it to be a comeback?
No.
Okay, thank you. Moving
No.
on.
The point that I was going to make, when you're trailing by 21 and you outscore the opposition, it was like 20-2 in that run.
But that's not a
That
comeback.
is a comeback, and your best player fouls out with over 4 minutes remaining, and you trail by 3.
So, Manuch, hey, congrats. We lost the game, but that was one hell of a comeback. That's a great
Both
comeback.
you guys said comeback. Great comeback. Manuch, you started
I
it,
did. I
so
said-
you can't moonwalk now because I'm feeling you're going to moonwalk.
No. I said that the comeback to get back into the game was phenomenal. You're down by 21. Also,
Yeah.
you go to you're dang near going to tie it.
It's not a great comeback unless you win.
Well, I disagree. They came back. They got back into the game. I mean, they were.
For
So
what,
they,
2 minutes?
so
3 minutes?
You want to say they made a run to get back
Yes.
in the game?
That's fair.
Okay, if that's the proper vernacular,
I would think
for
so.
that,
It's to get paid to do.
They made a run.
Yeah, they made a run. They didn't make a comeback. Comeback would have meant they won.
Okay, Rocks can speak pretty quick, so I've learned how to try to keep up with him. I think you're just a little too quick for Jimmy sometimes because I think he just kind of stuff's like goes over his head. You said no. Well, no. Yeah, you just said no. No, I didn't.
Because I'm a little bit younger than he is. I haven't lost it yet.
Break.
So anyway,
that was fun. Good
John
job, Jax.
Stepachetti. We're going to go out to Boston. We will get his thoughts on the comments from Tom Brady as well as what Boston needs to do tonight to sweep. It's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B from Wright Toyota.
Clear.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Oh, good.
Scottsdale last night after refusing to ID himself and providing a false report to the city's police department. Payne was traded from the Suns in July of 2023. The D-backs open a 3-game weekend series against the White Sox tonight at Chase Field. Arizona has won 3 of 4. Ryan Nelson gets the start. In WNBA action, the Mercury fell short against the visiting Aces. Phoenix continues their 3-game homestand on Sunday against the Storm. And the Panthers are up 3-0 on the Edmonton Oilers. Catch Game 4 tomorrow night right here on Fox 910. I'm Bill Horrenda on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Overnight low right around 82, and then a hot weekend on tap. 111 for your Saturday, 109 on your Sunday with possibly some breezy conditions. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAG Sportsbook at the CAG Sportsbook.
The link was broken.
Casino, Arizona.
Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, has been cooling their customers for over 35 years. Fogco provides their customers with results that exceed their expectations, with reliable misting and fogging solutions that you can count on all summer long. Head to fogco.com.
Every business faces challenges,
but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
Perfect, thank you.
USPS Ground
Good work, Jax. They need to give you a raise.
Service. You can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or
I
complex
am.
rate structures.
It's just
Gross's last show, Bauer told me yesterday it was too.
tune .com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
well, that's just great.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. How nice for me.
But what you really need to say is, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to help you file your claim.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with Code Sports, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Hey, can you have John call us, please? Yeah, I'm having an issue with the phone number. It's like not even dialing out. It's strange. Yep, thank you.
I am Tom Brady, and I am a Patriot.
Good life.
Just threw up in my mouth. Fifth time I've heard that. That's just.
Have you heard the whole speech? Pretty motivational speech.
Oh, no.
Very motivational
I have
speech.
more better things to do. Like, I love it.
Do you actually
watch
think that
the
Rock would watch the full show?
No, he would.
Tom Brady?
No, God forbid.
I'd rather watch the paint dry here at Wright Toyota and the new deal they just painted. No, I would have no interest.
It was a
in
damn
that.
good speech. Very good speech about, perseverance, endurance. Football is hard.
John's ready.
Those are the kind of things that you want from one of the greatest quarterbacks.
I'm Tom Brady.
And I am a New England Patriot. Damn right, man.
Why do you even have to say his first name? Everybody knew who he was. Just say I'm a Patriot for life.
I'm Tom Brady, your guy, and I will
stop.
always be a Patriot.
John Sabachetti joins us from Boston. You can follow him on Twitter at JohnSap25. He's a basketball columnist. He's a co-host of the Pick and Roll and the podcast Jet and Sap and Full Press Radio. He's all over the board there, and he joins us down the Right Toyota guest line. I'm sorry, John. I know you're a Boston guy. I know you're not a big Patriot guy, but I'm not a Brady guy. Just never have been. I'm that guy, that's jealous of him, for everything he has that I don't have. But I didn't like the I'm Tom Brady. That just bugged the heck out of me. But I'm sure everybody in Boston loved it.
Yeah, they sure did. It was kind of a weird night, guys, because you had obviously the Brady celebration at Gillette Stadium. Then you had a watch party at TD Garden because the Celtics were playing the Mavericks in Game 3 of the NBA Finals in Dallas. And then you had the Red Sox hosting the Philadelphia Phillies at Fenway Park. So, all three venues were filled to capacity. Unfortunately for the Red Sox, even though they won, it felt like half of the stadium was filled with Phillies fans because that's the way it is now with the Red Sox. It seems like half the people that show up to Fenway are coming as fans of the opposing team. But, yeah, it was a big celebration. They wanted to do it on 6/12/24 because he won 6 Super Bowls, wore number 12. They could have done it a different night so it didn't conflict with the NBA Finals. I think when they scheduled this, they should have had an idea that the Celtics were going to be playing in the NBA Finals because they were running away with it in the Eastern Conference. But, Robert Kraft was into numerology, I guess, at that point. But it was long. It was longer than the average NFL football game. It was like 3 hours and 10 minutes. But, it's not done yet because they're going to unveil a 12-foot high statue. There's that number again, a 12-foot high statue at some point, I would assume, during the season.
It's interesting because it seemed like a little bit of a kumbaya moment, too, with Belichick and Kraft and Brady, and just they all came together and talked it out and hugged it out. But I think for the Patriot fans, was that reassuring there that all things are good now in Patriot land and now folks can move on about who's responsible for this or that, or since Brady left, can they finally rest that it was a combination of all the above that won those Super Bowls?
I don't think so because the only problem is they probably have the worst roster in the NFL going to 2024. So, in a region that's had so much winning and potentially can win an NBA title tonight, it's all about making the Patriots competitive, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. So, they can look in the past and talk about winning 6 Super Bowls over a 18-year period. And let's face facts, it was Brady, then Belichick, and then a small portion goes to the owner. That's just the way it works. And Kraft, who has a massive ego, I've often said, among those three, Kraft has the biggest ego. He wants a lot of the praise, and, he deserves some praise, but it was still more about Brady than anyone. I think they put up a good front at this point. I don't think Belichick and Kraft are, having a kumbaya moment, but at some point over the next couple of years, they'll have a big night for Belichick. It won't be as big as Brady's night because he's the player, but I think they may wait till Belichick is officially retired as a coach, going to be working in the media this year. Maybe he coaches in 2025. They'll have a nice night for him as well. So don't forget, Belichick is 72, Kraft is 82, so, they're not exactly young men. Although, from what I understand from TMZ, Bill Belichick's dating a 24-year-old, so good for him.
Wow. Yes. We missed that one. All right, breaking news.
Could be his granddaughter, for crying out loud. My goodness.
All right. Any conspiracy theorists out there that think that the players, the staff would like to win this thing at home on Monday instead of tonight?
I don't think so. The only thing is the NBA is sending Scott Foster there to officiate. He's officially the extender. Tony Brothers is going to be manning, mission control as far as replays, and he's a noted anti-Celtics guy. So I'm sure the league would like to extend this series a bit because the Eastern Conference Finals went the minimum 4 games. The Western Conference Finals went 5 games, and now we're looking at a potential sweep here in the NBA Finals. More revenue for the NBA if this thing continues on. Does Dallas want to travel back to Boston and lose in Boston Monday night? I think it'd be kind of cool if the Celtics wrap it up tonight. They'd go 8-0 on the road in the postseason, which is a pretty impressive accomplishment, to say the least. They'd be 16-2 in the playoffs, 80-20 overall, including the regular season. The Celtics they're doing all the little things that Dallas isn't doing at this point, and that's why right now they have a 3-0 lead. In the back of your mind, you do think that maybe you get that extra game, but I think the Celtics want to wrap this thing up tonight.
John, it's just interesting. We from afar here, you look at Jaylen Brown, how he's just been Mr. Steady, right? But then there's Tatum, Jason Tatum, pretty much getting his 31 points, really stepping up in probably one of the bigger games he's ever stepped up in because of all the hype with him, correct? But why does he continue to get more hype when Jaylen Brown's pretty much the guy week in and week out? Is it just the expectations for Tatum have been so high that he finally came through in a big-time game?
Well, I think he's done a lot of other things besides score. Like, he's not been efficient as a scorer. Even when he was putting up, like, back-to-back 30-point games in a prior series, he wasn't shooting efficiently. Brown has been much more efficient than Jason Tatum shooting. I mean, let's not forget, people have talked about that Tatum has kind of scaled back his game. He's attempted 15 more field goals than any other Celtic in this series. And that's only 3 games. He's averaging 5 more field goals attempts per game than Jaylen Brown in this series alone, and yet they're scoring roughly the same. In fact, Brown averaging a little bit more than Tatum. But Tatum is giving you rebounds. He's passing the basketball really well. He's defending. The thing that makes the Celtics so difficult to beat is if Porzingis is out there, and he's probably not going to play tonight, but if he's healthy, they have 6 players that can all defend and can all shoot. It's like having a baseball team that, have 6+ defenders who can all hit home runs. That's what the Celtics have. That's why they're very difficult to beat. Tatum is still the big star on the team, but Jaylen Brown is a very, very close second. This is not a Batman-Robin type scenario. This is not Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. I think if you look at it in today's NBA, it's closer to Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is better than Paul George, but it's not a huge gap. And I think right now Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown. Certainly not a huge gap. In fact, it's closing as Brown, let's not forget, was Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And right now, unless Tatum has a 52-point game tonight and Brown has a 12-point game, I think that Brown is going to win the NBA Finals MVP as well. So you've got 2 marvelous players.
3 minutes.
One's 26 and Jason Tatum, one's 27 and Jaylen Brown. It also has to do that Jason Tatum's just better known, right?
Yeah.
He's been on the Olympic team. He's got that smile. He's a good-looking guy. The women love him. The kids love him. He's got the adorable son, Deuce, who's 6-7 years old. He's done a ton of promotions. He seems to be in every ad. Jaylen Brown doesn't have that yet. Brown is much more of a serious guy. Tatum is just the guy everybody gravitates to because it just appears to me that Jason Tatum's never had a bad day in his life. Jaylen Brown a little bit more serious, a little more political, and sometimes that can turn some of the fans off. Not that it necessarily does, but Tatum is the star on this team, but Brown's a very close second.
John, looking ahead, we all like to look at dynasties, and they're just rolling this year, this being just an unbelievable team in the roster. How intact is it moving forward to next year and a year after that you can recall? Throwing you on the spot here a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, so Jaylen Brown's contract goes into effect next year at $60 million a year. Tatum will get the Supermax deal, which will go into effect the next year. So he's going to be around $65 million a year. Porzingis is in the mid-30s. Drew Holiday's in the mid-30s going forward. So when they're all collecting their highest salaries, you're talking nearly $200 million for four guys. They have to re-up Derek White, so that's going to be $25, $27 million. That's going to be in the $225, $228 million range for five guys. Doesn't include Al Horford, who may retire if they win this thing. So five players, $225 million. That's a lot of money. And again, now you start to get into some sort of penalties and taxes. And look, Rick Grossbeck, who's a marvelous owner, is committed to winning.
2 minutes.
And of all the owners in town, he's my favorite owner because that's all he's committed to is winning, nothing else. And he's the one guy in town who doesn't own his venue, right? I mean, he's a renter at TD Garden. It's the Jacobs family who owns the Bruins that own TD Garden. So he doesn't have as much money coming in as he could if he owned his own arena, yet he is not afraid to spend money, make moves to win a championship. So he's one owner you kind of root for because he's a really good guy. Plus, he's so charitable in this area that Rick Grossbeck, certainly the most popular owner in the city right now. But, going to have to commit a lot of money to keep this thing going. The key guys, again, Jaylen Brown, 27 years old, Jason Tatum, 26. And the thing you like about both of these guys, look at those guys at the podium. I mean, Jaylen Brown looks like Khalil Mack out there, doesn't he? I mean, Jason Tatum looks like an NFL wide receiver. These guys are in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
They're durable. You look at Luka Doncic, who's a marvelous player. I love Luka Doncic, but he kind of looks like the guy at the Y who's not in tip-top shape.
That's so true.
Certainly Brown and Tatum, these guys could have careers into their mid-30s and be extremely productive. You keep those guys together, you build around them, you certainly can have a contending team for the next 6-7 years.
Sap, real quick.
Years,
okay.
A little over 20 years.
So it's been a while.
In 2003, for $350 million. Now it's valued at, I would assume, more than $4 billion because that's what average franchise is going for. This is the Boston Celtics. It curbs back a little bit because, again, he doesn't own the arena, but it's still the Boston Celtics. They're a top 5 franchise in terms of value. But they're going to have a nice long run going forward. And again, Porzingis is 28, not the most durable guy. And then you have those veteran players like Holiday and Derek White, who just are marvelous players because and they go out there and just kind of play for what's needed for the team on a given night. A lot different than, say, Marcus Smart was here, who thought he was the third star when clearly he wasn't.
They win tonight?
I do. Yeah. I do think so. I think they win. It's probably a close game. Maybe Luka, who was kind of embarrassed the other night, puts up a huge game. Kyrie puts up a huge game, but what else does Dallas have? It's close. Maybe Dallas has a lead going in the fourth, and then the Celtics take it home and win banner number 18.
Wow, good stuff. Sap, great info as always, man. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too, fellas, and happy Father's Day for the Flyers.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Appreciate it. John Sapichetti joining us. Follow him on his Twitter, X, JohnSap25, at Full Press Radio. Obviously, if you're a Boston fan, this guy is dialed in, as you can tell. He is courtesy today of Twin Peaks as the weekend kicks off at Twin Peaks. 5 Valley locations. You watch the NBA Finals tonight and the NHL tomorrow. Your playoff headquarters, Twin Peaks, 5 locations. What's on tap is next. We'll give you the latest on our It's Your Call quote of the day. We're out here at Wright Toyota. It's Fox Sports 910.
Clear. From the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
202 northbound near Buckeye Road, we have an accident that's sitting off right. 101 Agua Fria Freeway northbound off-ramp to Cardinals Way. We have an accident off left. Also, Scottsdale Road south of McKellips, we have an accident to look out for.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Hey, it's Jax, co-host of Take the Points, the only local sports gambling radio show in Arizona. Tune in every Saturday from 11 to 1, live right here from the CAZ Sports Book in Casino, Arizona. Let's cash some tickets.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota,
Jack's getting the promo love.
Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends.
No, they had it. It was the whole thing.
All their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com.
Yeah, they had the Here Comes the Money.
Pre-owned Toyota. Head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com.
I didn't even put that in there, so I don't know who did. Somebody did.
All at RightToyota.com.
Oh, so yeah, that makes sense.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the
Our promo system has changed around a little bit for that kind of stuff. So
4 to 7 with 550 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Score free gifts for the greatest dad this Father's Day at Lowe's. Get a free 8-piece Blackstone accessory kit and soft cover with purchase of a 28-inch flat-top grill. $50 off, now just $248. And get a free select DeWalt, Craftsman, or Cobalt tool with your purchase of a select battery kit. Lowe's knows dads. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Right Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Right Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at righttoyota.com.
You're live.
All right, here's what's on tap. Tomorrow, Backspin the Golf Show, 9 o'clock, right here on Fox Sports 910. As you can check those guys out, talking about the U.S. Open. And then followed by Take the Points, last show by Mike Gross. It's been on the airwaves here in the Valley with me at multiple stations. Been doing weekends for almost 20 years. Hosts the AIA radio show as well.
Yes, he does.
On another network. And truly a pro. And we're going to miss him. And he's going on to be an assistant athletic director. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean, you know, it's the second chapter of his life.
Yes.
And it's so cool to be, I think he's just over 60, and to have that opportunity to quit his big financial job with the big office and 300 employees and say, all right, I'm going to move on and I'm going to do something I really love. And he gets to go to a place where his daughter's a coach. And I'm pretty excited.
Hey,
for him.
we're going to miss you, Grosser. Thanks for putting up with me for 5 years and doing the Saturday show with you there for a little while. He put up with me for that.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, exactly. But best of luck to you. And you mentioned, Rock, going and doing your passion, right? You get a chance. We're lucky enough. I can do radio and coach quarterbacks, and met a lovely woman who felt sorry for me and married her. And I've got all things going pretty good. That's pretty good life right there.
Absolutely.
You wake up, do what you really want.
Here's what's on tap tonight locally. It's the Diamondbacks hosting the White Sox, 6:40 on MLB.TV. Celtics Mavs, that's 5:30 on ABC 15. Tomorrow, early third round of the U.S. Open will start 7 a.m. on USA Network. Then it'll switch over to NBC Channel 12 at 9. White Sox Diamondbacks night game, not the 5:30 game typically on Saturday. It'll go at 7:10. That's on FS1. The Stanley Cup Finals Game 4 is 5 p.m. on ABC 15. And then on Sunday, U.S. Open will start early, 6 a.m. on USA Network, then switch over to NBC at 9. Diamondbacks, White Sox at 1:10 on MLB.TV.
All right, folks, our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. Speaking of those Diamondbacks, are the D-backs finally back on track as they have won 3 of the last 4 and scored 32 runs? You can go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. You can say yes, showing the 2023 form, or no, wait till the All-Star break. Again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Currently, no, wait till the All-Star break. It's at 66.7%. Yes, showing a 2023 form. That was at 33.3%. So a lot of folks are probably thinking, well, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's just wait till that All-Star break. And then after that, hopefully Merrill Kelly's back. I think Zach Gallen should be back hopefully in the next 2 weeks. And then you're pretty much going to have I was writing down when everybody gets back, the rotation. Gallen, Kelly comes back, and Erod comes back. And then there's Brandon Fott right now. Where does Montgomery fit in that picture? So
you'll find room for him.
Well, I think you will, but
not to mention, who's to say that somebody else doesn't go down?
Well, it's true.
Let's hope not. But this starting rotation needs some help.
Sure. I mean, right now that they're very light there, but I would love it to be heavy like that for the All-Star break. That'd be a luxury.
And I just hope Christian Walker and Ketel Marte. I think Marte is a lock. It's not like you have to have one player from each team in the All-Star game anymore. They don't do that. Remember, they used to always have that token player.
Yes.
In some really bad teams like the White Sox, they got to find somebody.
No name.
Yeah, it's the bullpen catcher. But I think it's one of those things where it'd be nice to see both of them. I can't see one of the pitchers.
Think about that. We've got about a month before the All-Star game. So Christian Walker is at 15 home runs now. Maybe it's 5 or 6 more gets hot. And I don't know if he replaces a Harper or anybody else.
No.
But
no,
he probably won't. But bring him on as a reserve.
Oh, I think it's a reserve. No question. He's not a starter.
I would say that'd be it. By the way, all you dads out there, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Mr. Morocco, as well too.
Yep. My dogs give me something, I think.
For all you dads out there, we appreciate you and have a great Father's Day.
And from Right Toyota, thanks for having us. For Jax, Richie, and Dan Manucci, I'm Mike Morocco, a.k.a. Rock. We'll do it again Monday for the Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Have a great weekend.
Good night.